Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
This
Welcome
week,
to this podcast.
Brought to you by lynda.com and Trunk Club.
What's up, Linda?
Where are my sponsors at? There they are.
How you doing?
That one and that one above Bernie.
Did you do your trunk club stuff? Did you get your stuff?
We'll talk about it.
All right, good fair
We'll
play.
talk about it in a bit.
All right.
Anyway, everyone, welcome to the podcast. This is Gus.
Gavin?
Bye, bruh.
Why did Gavin come over the speakers?
I always do every week. It's like, oh.
This is Bernie.
And Gus.
Hey, let me see the bottle cap
So
opener.
yeah, someone sent us these bottle openers. The box didn't come with
We should
a
get
name. It just said, like, it came with a note that said, "Love the RT podcast. Thought you would like these bottle
And
openers."
whoever you are, you were 100% correct. And sorry about that, because sometimes when you buy stuff from other places, they're just kind of dickheads and they don't put the gift messages right on there. I'm fairly certain we do. But so here's the way it works. See this bottle? Here's what I'm going to describe it to the audience who doesn't have video. So I have a bottle, and then there's this thing that looks like a sleeve that goes over the top of it, and you just press it down like a stamp.
Yeah, it's like you're jacking the bottle off, and then beer comes out.
Oh, you kind of
Cut away, like right as I did it. Anyway, that's how it works.
Look, give it back. I'm going to
Excellent
do
job,
an
Cole.
amazing demonstration.
So that's why all these bottles are open right here.
Get a close up on this.
So I described it for those of you who don't have video on your podcast, or those of you who are watching this particular video podcast.
Okay,
Link.
he's gonna do it again. Don't cut away.
You're wasting so much
Over
beer.
there.
We're not
Don't-
wasting this beer. We're going to drink the beer.
You can't
All
see
right.
it there.
Can't see the beer. Eventually.
There you go.
There.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
These are all twist offs.
This one. This is confusing. Put that away. Here we
Gavin
go.
has had so much fun with this.
You missed one. You missed two.
There you go.
Works like a charm every
I
time.
can't wait till we have to take Gavin to the
I
hospital.
get overexcited, but it's really fun to
So
do.
how many of those are you going to drink tonight?
Well, all
I
of them
think you
now.
opened every beer in that
Yeah, you're
fucking
not
box.
obligated to get totally hammered at this point.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Which
Yeah.
one's mine?
So it's called the Decapitator.
Aha, Barbara, that's like tailor made for you. Come on.
No, that,
Decapitator? Is
Yeah.
that like emphasized? Oh, just.
the best puns are the subtle puns.
You
don't
thought
have
that
to
was
explain it.
subtle?
Yeah.
well, it's not really a pun, though, is it? If it's just the word, it's not funny.
It's still a play on words because it has the word
No,
cap in it.
because decapitation is to take a human head off. I
Yeah,
don't think you can
it's like-
decapitate anything else.
I mean, you are taking the top off.
You can decapitate
Well,
animals.
it works.
It just doesn't have a head.
Yeah, but you would not. Would you? Can you decapitate a statue?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that decapitated?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess
Oh,
you're
you
right.
can Decapitate
Puns
anything
are in a
with
weird gray
But
area. That's why they're
Bottles
not funny.
don't have heads. You cannot decapitate a bottle unless
you can decap them.
decapitate it.
Decapitate
Decap it.
it.
Decapinator.
Yeah, this is confusing.
Um,
But that's
Decapper.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, whoever sent those in, thank you very much. Sorry,
you know us.
decapitator.com
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Did the
didn't
guy
put your
work
name on the slip.
For
Yeah.
the company, or is it
I don't
just.
know. I don't know.
I ordered some flowers the other day and they didn't fucking show up too. I gotta talk to somebody about that.
Gavin.
For a lady?
I just ordered
Or just for yourself?
Secret admirer. Yeah, I ordered myself flowers. 'cause I
Gavin
was-
enjoyed
Why not?
the
Feeling pretty that
bottle
day.
opener so much he's already claimed one. He said he's taking it home.
Yeah, this one is now mine.
The
fucking
problem
A,
is
give
you're
it to
gonna get
fucking
home-
Jeff.
You're gonna buy beer just to open it. You just
Yeah.
waste so much money
I
on
don't
beer you're
even
not gonna drink.
don't even drink beer at home, but I'll be the life of the party when I have one.
You don't drink beer at home? Do you drink at home at all?
Uh-uh.
You don't, right? I never drink at home.
Well, I went from
Well, I guess we do have some. Ashley just corrected me. We do have beer at home sometimes.
Been called out.
But it's like,
You
she's
have
a-
had beer.
She's a
You-
terrible influence.
Do you still do these shitty things with beer? I went to your house once. You had a party, and then you
Nobody can
said,
hear you because
you said there's beer in the ice chest. You can have a beer out of the ice chest.
Yeah.
Sweet. I walk out back to the ice chest, open it up. It's like a Dos Equis. I take the top off, and I'm putting it to my mouth to take a drink. And wait a minute, something's weird about this beer. And I look at it. It had been in the ice chest so long, the cap had formed a rust ring all around the lip of the
you
glass
leave
bottle.
old beer in your chest.
yeah,
How old does it have to be for it to form a rust ring?
not very long, Barb. It was.
I think you told me it had been in that ice chest a year and a half.
No, that's a really long time, but maybe.
Burn.
Jack
Maybe.
did the same thing. We floated the river with Jack once, and he brought some beer.
Why would you do that?
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
The way you said that, I just imagine all of you floating down the river on Jack.
yeah.
I don't know why that just
So I had the left leg, and I'm floating down the river. Anyway, I take a swig of this beer, and I was like, ugh. And he was like, oh yeah, I bought this beer for New Year's Eve in like 2009. I was like, what?
Does he not
Vegan.
think it ever expires or goes bad?
It was disgusting. It was like 2.5-year-old beer that he
What-
brought to the river for everyone to drink.
One of my prized possessions is that I have a really awesome ice chest.
You do.
It's a really cool. It's
It
like,
looks like a
It's
barrel.
fun to open. It's like,
yeah, it's like a barrel that's like cut in half, and it's really cool. But I leave beer from parties in that thing. There's beer currently. There's probably like 18 beers in there that are from New Year's this year. So yeah, it sits in there a while because we haven't had Game of Thrones night or anything else in a while. So people just haven't been over.
Are we gonna do those again?
I think so. I think so. We have so much travel. You're getting out of here. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, but I rely on you to watch that show.
I have something to announce.
What's up?
I'm pulling a Gus on Game of Thrones night.
See?
What are you doing?
Thank you.
What are you
Welcome.
doing?
Not going anywhere. Just like, yeah, it's nice to watch it at home when there's no people.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get you. I totally get you. I mean, I thought about not doing it this year again, but it's just fun.
It's fun. Like, I
like
enjoy
the
all
cooking
the
part of it.
I enjoy everything about the night except the viewing of Game of Thrones.
You should just have more get-togethers. I think is the general consensus.
I think probably what I'll do this year is maybe do one every other week and show 2 episodes.
I hear you've got some beer that needs drinking.
Yeah, we have.
we could help.
And I'm going to bring this.
I know a bottle cap opener we could.
I
bring.
can totally predict that once Gavin got a house that his social calendar would start to decline.
I never see Gavin anymore.
I had a feeling about that.
Well, summer's coming up, which means Swims City.
It's true. I actually
Swim
went
town.
swims this
Tubing?
weekend.
You did.
I didn't take Ashley tubing last year.
We should all go.
You have a pool too. How come you never invite us over for swims?
I've invited you guys over for swims. You've been there.
We swim all the time in
Yeah.
this pool.
I swam once.
You guys have an open invitation to come swimming whenever you
Can I
want.
just show up at your house?
Sure, if you can
with
show
like
my
a
house. I'll give you
towel?
the gate code. You just come back there by yourself. That's fine. You
won't
gotta,
be freaked
yell
out?
when you come back though, because Ashley's, she's back there like messing around. Yeah, you gotta give her a heads up.
I like how you start getting quiet. There's still a microphone like 3 inches from your mouth. As
I
you
also
talk.
like how Ashley's totally staring at you
We're
right
having a
now
discreet
from across
conversation.
the room.
I didn't say anything. I just said you're
I
back
like
there
that
doing stuff.
Not only did you get quieter, but you got closer to the mic. So it's like, even though I'm really low volume,
I'm a
it's still
natural
just as
performer.
loud.
I'm a natural performer. Why did your voice come out of my left ear over here? What is that? Do you guys just like listening to Gavin more than the rest of us in there?
Don't we all?
Yeah, it's true.
Kevin's just much hotter than we are.
So what is your, I always ask Gus this and he'll never answer. So what does like your night consist of? Like Gavin, you leave work
I'll answer.
at like 5:05, bam, you go home. You get to your house probably in 10 minutes because you live closer than anybody. What happens? What's the rest of your night look like to you?
Play with the cat a little bit.
Shmee? Smee.
It's me.
Was that code
Is
for
that
anything?
Damn it, Gus.
It's just me playing with the cat. Play
Quick
some
eye on
video
the draw.
games. Been doing a lot of Master Chief Collection with Daniel. So do a bit of that before he goes to sleep.
Yeah?
And yeah, then just hang out.
Does
eat
his
food.
mom unplug his router or anything like that?
Yeah.
Rude here.
Now it's his brother downloads crap at the same time, so his connection just
What year does he live in with internet connection?
Yeah,
I
it's,
guess
it's
UK.
small town England. The internet's not great.
Yeah. I thought he was stationed somewhere else right now.
Oh, he's at home right now.
Is
Is
he
he
on
home right
leave? I guess at this
Yeah,
time.
he's like on forced leave for like a week.
they got tired of him.
Get out, Dan.
Dan, go
By
home.
the way, while we're on the subject of the Master Chief Collection and the Xbox One,
Oh, no.
I'd like to say that I don't like it.
Which one?
I love Halo, obviously. I love all the games.
Right.
Love them individually. Playing co-op with someone on the Master Chief Collection just doesn't work. Like, whoever's host is great. The second person has a delay. It's not like it's lag, but it's like an overall lag for everything. It's not like you
Voice
trip
and-
out. It's just like you press jump and a second later you jump.
Oh, no.
Like, it's the worst kind of lag.
So it's like, it could be because you're playing with someone in the UK and you're the host.
He was in my living room on a games playing next to me. The exact same thing was happening.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
And
They're changing the way they're doing Halo 5. I know. I don't know which way they do it now, but they're going to the other way. Really kind of like locally hosted games.
oh, you mean they're going from bad to good?
Yeah, they're flopping. Look, I don't know if it has anything to do with the Xbox One. I think the Master Chief Collection when it came out was a solid miss. That game was not ready for
But
prime
the
time
game
when they
is
released
great.
it.
It's everything about it is great.
Yeah.
It's got everything. It's got like 5,000 gamer score, which makes it even greater. But it just doesn't work. And if you're doing like we're trying to do the Lasso playlist,
It's a big part of being great though. That's got to
If
work,
it was
right?
to
I mean,
work.
doesn't
I mean, in
and when
theory,
you're
it's
talking about the multiplayer, really more than
Yeah.
anything else.
Well, it's co-op. Yeah.
Anything when you connect with anybody else, that's
Yeah.
the part that doesn't work.
yeah. Matchmaking I haven't even touched because I've heard it's busted up. But
I keep hearing it's fixed, and then I'll hear it's fixed, and then 3 weeks later I'll hear it's fixed again. I thought it was fixed
Yeah.
before. Why is it?
I heard that it's been definitively fixed.
It's been
So-
definitively fixed.
we were doing Lasso
See what Twitter
playlist,
has
which
to say
is
about it.
legendary all skulls on, which is really hard. Takes forever. We're doing it co-op. We're going through the first game.
You and Dan.
Yeah, so like each level's taking us like 90 minutes to 2 hours because we keep getting sent back by the Iron Skull and everything sucks and it's hard. And we get to the very end of Halo, which is a really long level in the first game, and it just disconnects us. You can't join back in on the checkpoint. You have to start from the beginning.
Wow.
It happened to us twice.
Wow.
I would say this weekend the game crashed, not exaggerating, 10 times. And one of the times, I'd finished playing with Dan. I was just doing the speed run, like the achievement for doing the part-time. Had the game paused, talked to Meg for a little bit, for like 5 minutes. the game crashed while it was in pause. I was like, what was the game doing? It was just like on in the corner of my eye. I just saw the app go like, pew! I was like, what? It was paused.
So completely closes out, or does it just freeze?
On the Xbox One, it just like the app closes and you have to just open Halo again.
That's
it's like,
fucking annoying.
what is wrong with this damn console?
I
Like,
definitely
nothing works.
I definitely have more crashes on the Xbox One than I've had on any other console before.
And people are
Like
saying
I'm just
to me,
back at the dashboard.
people are saying to me, it's online co-op. It's not, and it doesn't work ideally. Halo 3 came out in 2007 with 4-player online co-op, and it was great.
Yep.
I just hate the thing.
Yeah,
Xbox
I
One
mean, it was.
just
I
sucks
think it was a really big project. I think they had a lot of games to remake. They didn't redo ODST, but in this one they redid Halo 2 and they did Halo 3, and I don't know if they did anything to Halo 4, but they put Halo 4 back out again. And yeah, I mean, it's just like it's a little disappointing. I think that Halo was in a prime position to actually steal a ton of thunder from Destiny, because Destiny come out and there was this weird thing when Destiny came out and everybody's like and like went way down. And then Master Chief Collection came out at that point in time, like a month later or maybe a month and a half later. And they could have really, I think, stolen a lot of momentum from Destiny, which would have been highly ironic that the company that made the game then suffers as a result of the popularity of the game later. But because it had all those issues, and Assassin's Creed came out at the same time, and Assassin's Creed had a ton of issues, I went back to playing Destiny, and I got hooked on Destiny. I was out of Destiny. I was done. I was like, okay, I played the story, and people had a bunch of complaints about the story, and I kind of fell into that too. And then it was like the end game. I've never done that in any kind of MMO, which I'm sorry, Destiny I think of as an MMO. But once I got involved back with Destiny, I got totally hooked on all that stuff. And I was in that game for 4 months now, and I'm waiting for the next DLC.
Yeah, there's nothing that turns you off a game quicker than it being not ready. It's just like if it keeps crashing or if it just slightly sucks, it's like, oh, I'm not playing this. It's worse, and all the games are old. So it's like all of these experiences were better in the past, which means I'm not playing this.
The anniversary titles are very hard though, because it's an anniversary, so it comes out in the fall, and that's when they got to make that date. So perhaps it was too ambitious, and they still had to work on it. But I think there's a lot of patience for people when they delay games. They just announced that the Wii U Zelda game is not going to come out anytime this year.
Yeah.
I really haven't read anything negative about
Yeah,
that.
people seem really happy about that news.
They're like, they're working on it to polish it.
yeah, get more time
Yeah.
to make it perfect.
I think they should delay more and not just rush stuff.
What's a killer for you when you play a game?
If it doesn't work, like instability.
Instability?
Yeah, that's definitely.
I can
awful.
almost take instability. The only thing I can never take is a fucking bad camera in a game. Because I played so many games where like the camera goes. It's just
sometimes though, I feel like a bad camera is part of the game.
you're talking about from Resident Evil.
Resident Evil specifically.
Yeah.
What do you
'Cause
mean by bad camera?
It's like difficult camera controls, or
Like you get close to a wall and the camera gets too close to your character, and like they don't really have it anymore. It was more so when 3D games first came out.
Yeah.
The camera would be bad sometimes.
now
It's
you
just like-
can usually freely move it around, but it used to be like locked off. And with Resident Evil, I felt like it added to the horror of the game, because like the camera would change suddenly, and you weren't sure like what direction you were moving in. It's kind of
Yeah.
disorienting.
It's good because it gives you even less control over a game than you usually have. Because like usually you can always control the camera.
Yeah.
That's
if
great for
it's-
horror games because John and I have been playing Amnesia, and they have a lot of like really messed up camera stuff. Like it goes blurry and shaky, and it sometimes is to the side, and it makes it more terrifying.
There was an old game. I don't know if you ever played this one, Bernie, on the GameCube, Eternal Darkness.
Yeah.
They
played
did some really interesting things. It was a horror game, but they did, as you play, and if your character sees like messed up stuff, they lose sanity, like their sanity meter
Yeah.
goes down. And as your character becomes more insane, like you start to see things that aren't really there, and it like even down to the core system functionality. So it's like you'd be playing, then all of a sudden like the GameCube logo would pop up, like the GameCube had just turned on. You'd be like, what the fuck's happening? Then it would act like there was like a disk error or something, and it would act like there was something wrong with the game, but that was actually the game
That's cool.
that was
Never
messing
seen
with
that
you.
Your
Yeah.
game system is haunted too.
Another game that picked up on the insanity thing was Amnesia had that as well. Did you ever play any Amnesia?
No.
You mean
Yeah.
the game I was just talking about?
Oh, so sorry. Sorry, I was talking to Twitter. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry
John
about
and I have
that.
been streaming that game from our
Barbara
Twitch account.
was right. She was talking. I'm really
Okay.
sorry. that
You
that
have
happened.
amnesia. It's okay, Bernie.
What's your
I'm a
after
panic.
work
I have
routine,
panic
Gus?
amnesia.
Go home, have a few drinks,
Hit the booze immediately.
eat dinner, have a few more drinks.
Is it okay to
Play
talk
some
about the
games.
volume that you drink?
Sure.
Gavin Gavin told me something that was actually kind of depressing. He said that when he lived with the Ramseys, he was drunk 5 nights a week.
It's a hell of a lifestyle change. It was
you
like
almost made it. Almost to 7.
it's like 5 to 6 nights a week. I'd always take one day off because I feel like your liver needs a day.
Yeah.
And
This day's for the
A day,
liver.
one
Pouring
day.
it out.
but yeah, now I'm down to 0.
You went from 5 to 6 to 0.
Yeah. And
That'll
whenever-
change in the summer.
Whenever it will. Whenever Jeff stops drinking, because he goes through phases where he's like, give the liver a break, stop drinking for a while. He's always like, yeah, I can see, I remember much more. My brain's a lot clearer. To me, nothing changed when I stopped drinking. Like, I'm just as effective.
Maybe you
so
just
I'm
weren't
like,
getting as drunk as Jeff was.
I don't think it's possible.
Do you have any
Need 4
habits
of you.
though that you have that you need to stop every now and then? Like the things that you do.
I go to bed too late.
You go
Sometimes
to
I
bed
have
too
weeks
late.
where I'm like, I'm going to be in bed by 11 every night.
I need to cut
and
down
I force myself.
on being on my phone or computer constantly.
Dude, listen, I'm getting a little bit worried about my addiction to my phone. Like, just how much I catch myself, like, Louis C.K. did a great routine about it, which is, like, you have those moments of, like, no thought or, like, solitude, and you just might immediately go to reach for my phone.
Even when you're in the car. Like, if you're at a red light, instantly you want to pick up your phone.
and that's a new thing.
Yeah.
Even since the time you started driving, you didn't have a smartphone when you started driving, right?
No.
So it's like you sat at red lights for
All the time.
half of your driving career and didn't have a phone to look at.
It's like I can't be still for 5 minutes without thinking about looking at my phone.
I
And
think-
it's a serious problem.
You
that
know,
I'm having.
and nothing is as infuriating as when you don't have data, like your phone's not working.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have this amazing piece of technology that does nothing.
You can't do
it's
anything.
Like,
Look
like
at
if you
pictures on your phone.
Time
It's the
travel to go
most-
back and show someone how amazing the phone is, to be like, in the future, this thing's awesome.
But
right now, nothing.
it's such a ridiculous problem to think that you have, because it's like, God damn it, my phone is only a phone.
Yeah,
It's like the worst.
on-
It doesn't even work.
On Sunday, I had something weird happen to me. I was out eating lunch with my wife, and I got an alert. My phone buzzed. I was like, that's weird. I picked it up to look at it, and it was an alert from the local newspaper, The Statesman. It's like, why is The Statesman sending me an alert? And, and I look at it, it says, AT&T outage affecting all of Central Texas. I'm like, huh, that's stupid. My phone's still working. And as I was staring at it, it went from LTE to no service. I was like, fuck. Like I watched it. I got the alert, then I watched my phone die.
That's too funny.
But yeah, that's what made me think about it. Because then for like the next hour, I was like, I'm out here and my phone's doing nothing.
It's like whenever you're traveling internationally and you don't have data. You're
Yeah.
just sitting there like waiting to find Wi-Fi.
Dude, this last time I went to Australia, there was Wi-Fi on the flight from LA to Melbourne.
No way.
Over the ocean?
Wait, am I gonna have that?
Depends on your plane. I
A
don't know, you might.
transoceanic flight with Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
on
it was
do they do it?
$14.95 for Wi-Fi the whole.
Done.
Yeah, for like a 15-hour flight.
Absolutely.
Because I thought planes, when they have Wi-Fi in the air, aren't they just beaming crap from Earth the whole time?
I think it's satellite.
Satellite.
they're just going straight to space.
I
Yeah.
pay $14.95 for a 2-hour flight. For
It
internet,
does say it's
honestly.
beaming it to the ground. So,
Yeah, to
Yeah.
the ocean.
but I'm sure it's actually just going to a satellite. I'm pretty sure.
Well, you're closer to the Earth than space, though.
Close to the Earth and space, yeah, but we're used to communicating with space stuff.
From a plane?
What's that? We communicate with space stuff from the ground all the time with satellites.
Yeah, ground's big, though.
Yeah, it is. It's
Plane's
enormous.
small. Like, can you... All right.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. So the enormous ground communicates with the sky, the
Yeah.
satellites.
Well, I feel like you got all this, like, giant antenna stuff to communicate with space.
Because you're
Can you
standing
do
on
it
the
from-
Earth. The Earth is like a big reflector dish.
No, I'm saying there's, like...
No, because that would sound stupid, Gus.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? The Earth is shaped like this. Antennas are shaped like this.
Gavin, let me ask you
You
this.
need to cut the Earth in half, and then you got two this.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
A plane has GPS in it. Do you agree with that? Most
Uh-huh.
most modern planes do. In fact, when I use Fog of the World, it is fucking disturbing when I can put my phone in the window and I can pick up the GPS satellites from my phone.
But you're not going to the satellites from your phone, though, are you?
What? Am I not? Why am I not? GPS I still pick up from the satellites, dude. In fact, when I'm in a plane, I have no data signal. I can't see the map because the map won't load because I have no data signal, but I can still get my GPS location.
So it doesn't go to a data point on Earth and then get sent to space?
I have no
Because-
data connection. I don't know how it would do that. My assumption has always been I get the signal from
Well,
the
you
satellites.
don't use data for GPS positioning.
I
I'm
don't.
saying, will that still go through a cell tower to space? Or is it going
I
from
have
your
no
phone?
signal. Is what I'm saying. I have no signal, and I can still get my GPS coordinates.
Well, surely you'd have great signal if you're right near a space satellite.
Well, I don't think I get service through the satellites. I just get GPS. But what I'm saying is that when I look at my like when I'm flying from Austin to LA, which I do a lot, the plane will go right down the path that I've already been down because I can see exactly the trajectory I took before. The plane sometimes will just line up directly on that,
It would have to.
and that's like a city block difference is the width of that path.
It would have to communicate directly with the satellite, wouldn't it?
It would.
GPS.
I would think so.
The GPS is just different. It's just time, isn't it? Like hitting from 3 locations.
I think they have to compensate for time.
But I think that's how it calculates. It's how long it takes the signal to come from different satellites. to
Yeah,
your
like
device.
they're all doing the same time, but the what the delay in
No,
time
it's
from
all
3
you.
different ones positions you on the Earth.
So you get the time
So I
from
guess
3
it would
different
have to-
satellites, and then the device figures it out from there.
Yeah, because of the delay.
But you'd also know where the satellites are too, right?
Huh?
They have to give you positional data for where they are.
Right. I think they
Well, that's
each
how they
have.
figure it out.
Yeah, they each have their own like identifier.
I've never known how it worked. That
I
makes
think-
sense.
yeah,
with
it's
the
a
way
delay in
the
time.
thing you just described. But my point, going back to my original point was, a plane has GPS on it, so it communicates with satellites already. So the fact that it would communicate with the satellite for data is entirely possible. I don't know that that's the case, but I think so.
It's got to be the case.
Because you get it
especially-
like over Arizona, and there's no data anywhere around
Well,
there.
especially flying over the Pacific Ocean, like I said
Fuck
earlier.
Arizona.
There's nothing there.
No.
Unless there's a fucking giant whale with an antenna on it.
Or like boys.
Buoys.
Buoys?
Oh yeah.
Boys.
I was imagining a bunch of little boys walking around with like tiny
it's
little thing on
it's
their head.
buoyancy.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Are we gonna get into this
it's
argument
not
again?
buoyancy.
Did you see?
Is it urine or urine?
Oh, here we go. The whole
Are we
Sorry.
thing.
gonna enter
I
the?
just
Oh, where's your name tag?
Right here.
So I don't know if you saw this, Bernie. I made Gavin's. I localized his.
I
for the
actually saw
UK.
that. Wouldn't barbers have a S as well instead of a Z?
Oh fuck! I don't think of her as Canadian.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gus.
So this was Gus's great suggestion. Should we even talk about this whole thing?
That's up to you. Your call.
Okay. I feel like we
Yes,
should.
yes.
As you know, Rooster Teeth is a very open company, and we in the past have done like, if you show up at the front door, we'll give you a tour and stuff like that.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. But that was more so before we had to stop doing tours when we got to the point where we could do, like, we had stuff in development, like Red vs. Blue and Ruby, and new shows like Laser Team and Day 5 and other stuff like that that we haven't even talked about yet. We couldn't just have people walk through because then we have to, like, shut everything down we're doing. And we always figured we can't do that because then we're limiting the amount of entertainment that we're producing for millions of people so that somebody can come through on their spring break and say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
But usually people will come in and we'll, like, see them in the lobby or something like that, or in the bungalow, they can do that. That was why we stopped doing that a while ago. Very recently, and I'm not really sure what's going on, but very recently we've had several incidents of people showing up to the office, and I don't know how to describe this. They show up acting bizarrely
Yeah.
and acting strangely to where I go into specifics, but I'm not really trying to out anybody or anything like that, but like people following people around, following people to lunch and stuff like that from the parking lot. And a lot that's gone on like just lately. And I don't know what's causing that to happen or what's taking place. So Gus actually made the suggestion today at the Monday meeting that we all have badges. And I was adamant that we shouldn't get badges.
So my
For it.
my form of silent protest was to make badges for everyone else in the building.
Besides me.
Besides,
I mean,
you.
I immediately, when Gus suggested, I immediately was like, fuck, no. But I also want to point out here, too, that I wouldn't even really talk about this stuff because it's like it's not going to affect most people. But based on some stuff that happened just recently, there's the possibility, and I don't think I would have ever said this in the past. There's the possibility that we might like have a news story because we had to call the police on somebody that showed up here. I mean, we had a scenario this last couple of weeks that made us think about it. I think for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we told someone that.
And we've never thought about that before. So if I would hate for anybody to hear like read a story like that we had to call the police on somebody and think like, oh, Rooster Teeth's totally changed and what the hell motivated this?
Over-exaggerating or something.
And it's like this is just the kind of thing you don't really hear about that often that actually does happen to us now.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually glad you brought it up. That way, people hear about it from us instead of reading a reactionary news story about
Yeah.
it, and
we haven't done anything
being
like
out
that.
of context. No,
Yeah.
no.
Just saying in case that could potentially happen at some point. Yeah. It's just, So Gus made the funny badges today and then didn't give me a badge. He gave them to everybody else.
I was wearing this when I walked over to the bungalow, and the people who were in the office next to us, the AFS office, they saw me walking up with this disgusting giant piece of paper attached to my shirt, and they gave me really funny looks.
I was a bit annoyed that it didn't fold directly in half.
Oh, it should have. That's weird. It was supposed to.
Mine does.
Yeah, ours did. What's wrong with yours?
Did I give it too much bottom?
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
you
wanted
gave it too much bottom.
Yeah,
I
you have
wanted
to
it to be symmetrical. With,
cut it
like,
right at the bottom.
All right.
Yeah, your picture was a little weirdly.
See, this is
shaped.
why we can't have badges.
We're the
We
superior
can't settle
race.
on the design.
I tried to find great photos of everyone. I found Barbara's face on the green screen.
Mine's the perfect one.
And
I'm giving
then-
a winky face.
Your disgusting slow-mo face.
Oh yeah.
you did not even look at it. And then I found me with the mustache. Giving the thumbs up.
Yeah, people are asking lots of questions. So there's somebody asked specifically, Gus, has anyone ever showed up at work pretending like they work here? The answer to that question is absolutely yes.
Yes.
Like that happens.
We should also say that it doesn't work.
It doesn't ever work, so don't try to do it because it doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, we can tell right away.
very, very, very clearly right away.
There's a lot of people here, but we still see everybody all week
Yeah,
in the office. We're not completely separated that we don't know what people look like.
right.
Anyway, and I don't want people to think like this is something that we deal with every day. It's not at all.
No.
Not at all. I mean, we have 99.999% of all of our interactions are fantastic. And,
We do
just
business
occasionally. We deal with a lot of people. So when you deal with a lot of people, occasionally get some people who don't get the boundaries. Let's just put it that way.
I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of really awesome fans in Australia who are going to be.
When are you going?
I'm going next week on Tuesday.
Who's on your celebrity bus?
George Takei and
George Takei.
Okay.
Get that right
Takei,
first.
sorry. Christopher Lloyd.
Dude, Christopher Lloyd.
A bunch of people from Star Trek.
A lot of people from Star Trek. I think Nichelle Nichols is also there.
Yeah,
and
Yvonne's really jealous.
was Walter Koenig there? I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And there's a character from Adventure Time, Flame Princess. I forget what her actual name is.
I had fun at Supernova. It was a good trip.
You got a good one.
This is my first time ever going to Australia, so I'm extremely excited that
Have you been Southern Hemisphere before?
Is that code for something?
I've been
It's you and the euphemisms tonight.
So I saw, didn't get a chance to talk to you, but I saw one of the people we were hanging out with or met on our Supernova trip to Australia, which was Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones.
You saw him?
Yeah, I went to the Game of Thrones premiere last week in San Francisco.
How was it?
Oh, it was great. So good. Although I had to say that maybe it's because I've read the books and I'm not as sensitive to it, but I feel like even if you found out everything that happened in that episode, it wouldn't be any major spoilers, but it was a fantastic episode.
Was it also like the premiere was good too, or just the episode was good?
Oh, the whole thing was great. I mean, it was in the dude. I posted a picture on Twitter about it. It's like, your show's a hit. They had the premiere in the Opera House in San Francisco, and then for the after party for the premiere, it was in City Hall. Like they just rented out City Hall for the premiere.
Did you talk to Alfie Allen?
No. I didn't get it. He was by, and there was a lot of photos going on.
Was he wearing shoes?
Yes, he was, and he wasn't running. Gavin and I, we met Alfie Allen, who plays Theon Greyjoy in. This is a spoiler for like season 3 of
Sister of Lily Allen.
Brother.
Brother of Lily Allen. Son of Keith Allen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Who is Keith Allen? I have to plead ignorance on that. I apologize.
Famous English actor.
Okay, there you go.
Been in lots of stuff.
But he was Theon Greyjoy, where he was in the season. He had been taken captive, and so the actor was in the process of losing. He's not a really he's not a fat guy by name stretch of the imagination. He's not a huge guy. He was trying to lose 30 pounds to show his imprisonment.
That's not healthy, is it really?
I mean, and the way he would do that is we would go out to dinner and he would run to the restaurant and then run back to the hotel.
Wow.
Like you'd be walking back from a party we had at Supernova.
Yeah.
And here comes Alfie Allen just bolting down the road down the
In
middle,
the middle of
of
the road
Perth.
with no shoes
With
on.
no shoes on?
Yeah.
We'd be like, there's
That
Theon
can't be
Greyjoy.
safe in Australia.
He's a free spirit. He was
He was funny, dude.
It makes me think of Christian Bale when he went through those crazy weight swings for The Machinist and Batman.
There's nobody like him. Honestly, I mean, De Niro used to have that title. There's nobody like Christian Bale for losing weight. Blaine and I, this is going to sound so just ridiculous, but Blaine and I were hanging out in my office and we were looking up. Oh, it wasn't Blaine. I can't out Blaine. It was me and Michael Jones. We were in my office and we were looking at pictures of Hugh Jackman and how much his physique improved from the
The
original.
comparison of X-Men 1 and then the new one.
Yeah.
He looks like a beanpole in the first one.
He does, and he got cast as Wolverine, and he just looks like dude. You know,
And at the time, you're like, oh yeah, he's really buff and
Yeah, really, it's just
perfect.
they did his hair, and that was Wolverine. And now he's like,
It's like someone stuck a little thing in him and just went
Yeah, I think
in all of his muscles.
Didn't he say that for was it X-Men Origins that he would dehydrate himself so that his muscles would pop even more?
He's got that thing where his skin, on his chest, is so almost like paper thin that you can see the striation of the muscle. He's just striations. He's completely ripped.
Yeah, boy.
And then, anyway, so we were. And I don't know where the story was going. So
I just
Michael
wanna-
Jones and I are looking up Hugh Jackman photos.
Well, you and Michael are getting pretty
Oh, there they
swole
are.
together.
Well, we go to
yeah,
the,
look at
yeah,
him
there
in
we
that
go.
first one, and then the last one. It's ridiculous.
Look
Yeah,
at him in
he's
the
totally-
first one.
The first one, he's just a dude.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just a dude.
Not
dude with
even
Wolverine hair.
just in okay shape.
I mean, he's obviously in great shape. He's better shape than 90% of the
Look
population.
at 2006.
Yeah.
Hello. Look at that straight.
Oh, is that the most attractive one?
2013, he actually looks like the impossible body structure of a cartoon character,
Yeah,
a comic
that's a
book
lot
character.
of shading and stuff.
So it was
Barbara's smiling uncontrollably.
shading on
I'm
film.
blushing now. I like that picture.
Although I do wonder how much of that goes on. Like, I wonder whose job it is to like go through and fix somebody's butt, like in every frame of a movie, kind of a thing.
How do you fix their butt?
Well, like there's a famous actress, I think, that had somebody who would shape her butt in every
In post?
frame. Yeah, in
Scarlett
post.
Johansson.
Oh, okay.
No, I think I would say, but I'm like I don't remember. But I want to say it was like it's not Kim Kardashian because she's
You
not
would
movies,
say,
but I
but
think it was
you're
like
too embarrassed.
Jennifer Lopez. I think. Jennifer
But
Lopez.
she's
had a
known
butt.
for her butt. Like that's
That's why you gotta.
That's
pay
why.
a
She's
butt
gotta keep it
person.
going, man.
Yeah.
You can't just abandon that butt thing in the
I
middle
like
of
the
your
idea
career.
of her presenting at like the Grammys or something, and someone's just behind the camera, like slowly airbrushing her.
Or
eyes
like
for
behind
every
her,
shot.
like carrying her butt for her.
There's just
Your
like
butt, my lady.
there's ropes from the ceiling up to her
Taking
butt.
some of these clamps and just like pinning the butt skin back.
I'm probably just talking off the top of my head, talking total shit, not even
Milady.
realizing it.
All right, I'm gonna read this.
Don't you read that then?
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by lynda.com. We want to thank our sponsor,
Thank our pants.
lynda.com, a leading online learning platform where you can get unlimited access to over 100,000 tutorials and courses taught by experts on everything from programming to web development and video production. As part of this sponsorship, they're offering Rooster Teeth fans a 10-day free trial on any and all courses on the site. Just go to lynda.com/roosterteeth or click the link in the description. I've talked about a few of the courses I've taken with them. And I think I'm finally going to take the plunge. I'm going to go through their After Effects courses.
You gonna learn After Effects?
After Effects is like a fucking mystery to me. And I saw that they have a huge library of After Effects tutorials. So I'm finally going to take the plunge. I want to learn what After Effects is and what it can do.
I have a tip for you. Keyframes.
Keyframes. Hopefully they have a course on keyframes.
That's the key, Gus.
And of course, there's other stuff. If you want to learn how to code, they've got courses on Java programming, Photoshop. You can make your own name badges. You can learn how to do that in Photoshop. Anyway, go to lynda.com/roosterteeth. Learn something new today. That's lynda.com/roosterteeth. Be sure to use that link so they know that we sent you. Big thanks to lynda.com.
Do you want to know something that blew my mind yesterday?
What
Not
blew your
really.
mind?
Do you know what
I do.
John Bon Jovi's real name is?
John
John Jovi.
His name is.
Edward.
His name is John Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know? I think he has
thought
a
it was
brother.
a stage name. His name is John, and his last name is Bon Jovi, and he just separated it into Bon Jovi.
So his
That's
name's
clever.
not John Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Bon
Bon
Jovi.
Jovi.
So he's
It's clever though, isn't it? 'Cause
Jersey,
usually,
right? Is he Italian?
Yeah, because usually people have stage names all the time.
I just heard about a stage.
Yeah,
name
like
the other day,
Gus
and I
Sorolla?
was trying to remember that.
Not my name.
What would be worse than that as like your real name?
Worse. I like my name.
It's a great name.
Gustavo Sorolla III.
Raul.
Raul.
Raul Sorolla III.
I love
That's
my
your middle name, Raul? That's pretty bad.
Oh,
Who's Raul? Is that a family name?
my dad.
Well, it's a third.
Yeah, my
What do you-
grandfather.
What do you think?
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
he's the third. Why would you ask if it's a family name?
The middle name doesn't have to be the same, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. It's his
What?
name.
Yeah, that goes with it.
I didn't know that either. I'm on Gavin's
Nah,
side.
you're full of crap.
No, that's how it works. You got to have the same name.
The same whole name.
Yes.
It might be different in the UK. Who knows?
I don't know. I've
They
never
spell it
known.
with an S.
The only person I know who's a
He went from totally incredulous to, I don't know.
What's
I
your
mean-
middle name, Bernie?
Justin.
I knew that.
Really?
Yeah. Justin's Irish name. My name is Michael Justin Burns.
Wow.
I don't know
That is the
Gavin's.
whitest name
I
I've
know
ever
Dude,
heard.
Barbara's.
listen, I'm from an Irish family. There's like in my generation, there's I think 24 boys and one girl, and the 24 boys have like 5 names, and that's it. There's Michael, Patrick, James, Tommy,
Justin.
and Justin. Yeah, and that's
So you-
pretty much it.
and you added boys to it.
What's that?
You made boys.
Why did I make boys?
You added boys to
Oh,
the
I did
family.
boys. No, that's the next generation.
Next gen.
Yeah, I
That's
have
a
a
lot of
Jack and a
dudes.
Theodore. So
24
Jordan
boys
said their
and-
first names though. I selected their middle names. That was the deal.
Like danger.
Danger and Teddy Adventure. Although let's not get into that whole thing. But yeah. So she and Jordan was exceptional. She is an exceptionally conservative person, and I was pointing out the fact that she named the kids like Jack and Teddy, which are like the Kennedy names. Like she was slowly naming all our kids after the Kennedys.
She has high hopes for your kids.
Yeah, but she's really conservative, so I don't think she's a big fan of the Kennedy family.
Yeah.
You know?
Would you believe in superstition? Like I knew a guy.
Believe in superstition.
I
No,
believe-
when it comes to like people and curses, right? I knew a guy at school. His dad died when he was young of cancer. His sister died in a car accident.
Hey, this is a great story. Thanks for telling it.
How did his dog die?
Yeah.
His dog, I don't know if he had one. His mum died of cancer, and then his girlfriend got hit by a car,
And died.
leaving him without anyone. But like, would you be scared of that? Like, would you date that guy? I mean, no. I mean, if you're a woman, maybe you. I should be asking.
I was saying, a picture
But
of him?
if it happened
yeah,
to a
what does
girl
he look
too,
like?
look, good looking dude.
Yeah.
Nah, that
He
kind of
looks
stuff
like
doesn't bug me.
2006 Hugh Jackman.
That kind of stuff doesn't bug me.
No.
Nah.
Now, I wouldn't date somebody. It's like if her last 5 boyfriends died. That would be
Right.
I'd be like, okay, that's like a pattern.
Car accident.
Yeah, food poisoning.
You know, all those cars and their faulty brakes. Damn American-made cars.
I don't know how that knife got there.
I talked about this. I'm not only going to talk about it very quickly because I already talked about it when you weren't here. But have you seen The Jinx on HBO?
No, I haven't.
You've
But I've
gotta
seen
watch
everybody
it.
talking about it though.
I got so annoyed with all the talk on Twitter about it, but then I watched it a week later and it was fucking amazing. You should totally watch it. I started rewatching True Detective again recently.
yeah.
That show's still so good.
I started rewatching Breaking Bad from the
Oh, are
very
you?
beginning. Yeah.
How come?
I don't want to say because I don't want people to do anything on Twitter.
Okay.
Okay.
Great
tell you after
story.
the
Thanks for sharing. HBO had that Scientology documentary they aired last night. I don't know if anybody else saw that. The thing that's like they've been talking about it forever. How they had to hire like 160 lawyers just to go through and make sure that they wouldn't get sued by the Church of Scientology. It was like this 2-hour-long documentary about some of the stuff supposedly that goes on behind the scenes at the church. It was really, really interesting.
Great story.
Nice.
I'm
wanna watch
telling
it
people
now.
they should watch it. I'm not saying, oh, I'm not going to tell you why.
Twitter
I'm doing this.
Twitter has told me that your middle name Raul means wise wolf. just call yourself that all the time.
Wise wolf.
Wise wolf Sorolla?
That sounds lame.
Oh no, get out of here. That's
If
great.
it was like Power Wolf, that'd be better.
What's with wise wolf?
It's a wise. You know,
A
wolves
wise
are-
wolf is a wolf that has lived through its power years,
Look.
long enough to be wise.
Owls are wise. Wolves don't need to be. They just tear shit open.
Why? Because the forest already has its wise quota filled.
Yeah. So just ask the owls what's up, and then go and tear stuff to shreds.
It'd be great to have like wise wolves and owls compete in like some kind of
Chess.
trivia contest or something like that.
Um,
So if I tell a story, let's establish rules for the podcast here. If I tell a story, can I say before I tell the story that I don't want Jordan to animate it? Is that possible?
You can say it.
Can we do that?
You just
Nah, I think
insult
that-
him all the way through the story, and then he won't want to.
That's gonna make him want to do it more.
Just talk about him and
Put
his-
him in the story.
and things that make him mad. If I won't say what makes him mad, because then he'll fucking
Just change all the
animate.
names to Jordan, and he won't want to animate it.
So Ashley busted me watching porn.
You already. Oh,
Oh.
So yeah,
She says she didn't do it.
she didn't do it.
Wait,
so,
who did?
So I go through the whole story here. Okay.
Oh, where's this going?
So it was one of those nights when I was downstairs doing something and she went to bed early. Okay, like she would like
Just wait till the morning.
like 11, right? So like 11. So I went upstairs and I was like, "Hey, what's up, blah blah?" And she's like, "I'm really tired." and
Having none
everything."
of it.
Yeah, well, she was like, "I'm really tired." I'm like, she was already half asleep, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "Nice," and I was like, "No, don't worry about it. Just go to sleep. It's no big deal." So then I'm laying there. I'm laying there in bed. I think all guys have been there before. I'm laying there in bed. I'm like,
Pitch a tent.
yeah. I was like, I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have taken her up on it. I'm like, nah. I was like, I'll just go downstairs. So I go downstairs. Get out the laptop. You know, take care of business. Everything's fine.
You didn't do it on your phone for ease?
Everything's fine. Go to sleep.
get a
What's
bigger
that?
screen.
Didn't go on your phone?
Let him finish the story.
No, I used the computer in the living room. It's a lot easier. No, I'm just kidding. I used a laptop for it. Oh no, actually, you're right. What am I saying? It's a very important story. I used my phone. I absolutely did use my phone.
Never mind. Thank you, Gavin.
And actually, I'm
You're
glad
welcome.
you corrected me.
You're
I'm glad
welcome.
you corrected me. So
was
everything was
there.
fine. Went up. Barbara, when you can't sleep, does it ever cross your mind to masturbate to go to sleep?
All the time.
Oh, does it? Does that work for ladies
Well,
as
she
well?
does it like 12 times a day or like 7 or
She
something.
just does it because she thinks about it because she's awake, right? Is that a thing? Anyway, so guys, it's a sleep technique.
It's, no, well,
For women too.
you don't want to sleep in like an ooze.
No, wait, I'm not doing it right there.
No,
I'm not doing it.
Are you talking about for girls?
No, for dudes, it's like post ooze.
Oh, I get you. Sure, I get you. That's part of life.
It's
What are you
also
gonna
a sleeping technique for women.
do? Okay, there you go. Fair enough. Let's get
It's a
away from
sleeping
his
technique
ooze
for
discussion.
humans.
At least myself. Speaking as a woman, that's what I
So
do.
everything was fine. Everything was totally fine. Everything was great. Whatever.
What kind were you watching?
Listen, we'll get to that in a second. So the next day we're getting ready for work, and we're getting ready. We're getting everything set, and I had something that I needed to put in the trunk of the car. Ashley gets in the car. A car activates because I open the trunk and it recognizes me and activates me. And then the car goes, "Hey, Bluetooth," and connects to my Bluetooth and starts playing what's on my phone. I'm outside the car. I don't have any idea that this is taking place. So she's in the car. I get in the fucking car. And I get halfway to work, and the radio's been turned down, but it's got the URL like up on the thing with the description of the file.
Oh my god!
And it's right there. She goes, "What are you listening to?" And she even gave me a great out. She goes, "Oh, you did a risky click?" I'm like, "No, I just straight up busted for that." What are you
So
gonna do?
was it turned down when she got in the car, or was it turned up and she?
All I know was turned down when I got in, and she was just like a little beet red and like. Listen to that.
Actually, did you turn it down, or was it already all the way up?
It was pretty far down, she says.
So you just you're finished and you just locked the phone? You didn't close the video?
Classic mistake. I just locked the phone.
It's a dangerous world we live in.
It is.
Imagine if that was like a presentation or something.
There's a lot of stories of people doing that for presentations.
And you know how the phone
Fucking car from the future. Shit, piece
ratting
of
you
shit.
Yep.
Because phones now have that handoff thing with Macs, so it's like anything you're doing on your phone,
Yeah.
with one click is on your Mac if you want it to be. And it's like that's
Or like
really-
Chromecast or AirPlay, anything like that.
Yeah. So, what was it?
Don't worry about it.
Was it some girl on girl?
What's that? No. I don't watch a lot of girl on girl
Guy
stuff.
on guy.
Yeah, it was all guy on guy.
I knew it.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
I like. I'm pretty. I think I'm pretty vanilla in my taste.
Missionary.
Yeah, it was missionary between a married couple on their honeymoon. after a priest told them it was okay to go for it. I can't even remember.
They were having sex through the sheets.
Yeah.
Cut a little hole.
Oh, there's some cool artwork that just pops up.
Yeah, Lauren drew you having fun with the decapitator.
Can I admit that I was kind of hoping that Lauren tonight was going to draw? Lauren Crozier's posted something on Twitter here, and it's Gavin opening the bottles with the decapitator. I was actually kind of hoping she would draw all of you guys floating down the river on Jack. That's what I was hoping she would draw.
Well,
So she
Still
drew
has
something
time.
else. What is
after
this?
your story, it's not going to be that.
Oh, what? Come on.
Jordan's gonna animate that.
I can't. You know,
He has to.
that. I don't want him to animate that.
Why?
Ugh.
It's so good.
At least he has animated you having a wet dream on the plane.
Yeah,
That would be really embarrassing.
I've told really embarrassing stories on this fucking podcast.
You have.
We all
You guys
have.
are dickheads.
Oh, Gavin hasn't. Gavin never tells
Gavin
embarrassing
told the
stories.
story of him shitting himself.
Yeah, I
Embarrassing.
pooed 5 times in a day in my pants.
Well, Gavin told us. You told us on the
Small
podcast that you
detail.
just don't masturbate when you're in a relationship at all.
What?
Didn't you say that?
He just says he doesn't masturbate often. Or there's some days he goes
What
without
did you
doing
say,
it.
Gavin?
Gavin just now he's clamming up. He's just gonna stay silent until we refocus the attention away from him.
You know, there's other stuff to do. It's busy. And why aren't you busy?
Busy. It was 11:30 at night.
Yeah, just go and do something else.
It also doesn't take a couple hours.
Well, maybe it does sometimes.
Getting raw.
Lauren also drew whale Wi-Fi.
I got you. That's cute. That's the cutest whale I've
All
ever
right,
seen.
let's talk about something else here.
Not
Let's
about,
talk.
not about your embarrassing stories.
Gus, I've been wanting to talk to you about this for such a long time.
But not me and Gavin? That's
No,
cool.
you guys take it
That's
easy.
fine.
No,
Take a
no,
break, take
you
five.
wait till you hear this, Barb. This is such a Gus thing.
Oh,
so I
God.
read this story about this thing called Universe 25.
What is it? Okay.
And Universe 25 was a guy. Let me pull it up here. I think he was in the 70s. He made a utopia for mice, and he called it. In
It was the
1972.
70s, okay.
In 1972, John B. Calhoun detailed the specification of his mortality-inhibiting environment for mice, a practical utopia built in a laboratory. Every aspect of Universe 25, as this particular model was called, was pitched to cater for the well-being of its rodent residents and increase their lifespan. And that was it. That was the whole experiment. He made this thing that was like a utopia for mice. They wouldn't be in any danger, and all it did was work to increase their lifespan.
What kind of amenities are they rocking in there then?
I think they even had
A little mouse TV.
they had little penthouses and everything else like
hammock,
that.
maybe?
The penthouses become important later.
How cute would that be? A little mouse on a hammock.
That'd be great.
Little palm trees.
Oh,
Is this it?
There's a
What is
video.
it?
What's that? Is that the mice? Oh, that's it.
That looks
It's
awful.
Speedy.
It looks crowded. What if the mice is an introvert?
Okay, so here's
mouse.
what happened, Gavin. They went through generations, and then by
Oh, they're multicolored.
so what exactly happened in Universe 25? Past day 315, this is after multiple generations of mice being born, population growth slowed. More than 600 mice now lived in Universe 25, constantly rubbing shoulders on their way up and down the stairwells to eat, drink, and sleep. Mice found themselves born into a world that was more crowded every day, and there were far more mice than there were meaningful social roles. With more and more peers to defend against, males found it difficult and stressful to defend their territory, so they abandoned the activity. Normal social discourse within the mouse community broke down, and with it, the ability for mice to form social bonds. The failures and dropouts congregated in large groups in the middle of the enclosure. That sounds like Reddit. Their listless withdrawal occasionally interrupted by spasms and waves of pointless violence. The victims of these random attacks became attackers themselves. I'll skip ahead here. Left on their own in nests subject to invasion, nursing females attacked their own young. Procreation slumped. Infant abandonment or mortality soared. Lone females retreated to isolated nesting boxes in the penthouse levels. Other males, a group Calhoun termed the, quote, beautiful ones, never sought sex and never fought. They just ate, slept, and groomed, wrapped in a narcissistic introspection. Elsewhere, cannibalism, pansexualism, and violence became endemic. Mouse society utterly collapsed.
So they were too happy and too comfortable that their whole society fell apart.
They just grew too much, and there became too many people, or too many mice. And the fact there were too many mice broke down society as a whole. To the point where they resorted to cannibalism, even though they had food, and like pansexualism and violent behavior. So like every social norm just basically broke down because of overpopulation.
How many were there at that point?
You said over 600, I think.
Yeah, more than 600 mice now lived in Universe 25.
So he broke mice. Like, would a new mouse from that family of mice, would it have the same natural instincts to a normal mouse?
No, I won't read that because I just read a bunch of it. But you can read this. We'll post a link in the link dump. But you can look up Universe 25. I'm sure and read about it. That point was like the peak of the civilization. And that was the point at which procreation slowed down, and there was no recovery, and the whole population just dwindled and utterly collapsed and was extinct by, I think, day 500.
So they all died.
Day 560.
Was there never like two mice left to like start over?
Oh no! Wait. At 560, the population peaked at 2,200 mice, and that's
wow.
when then it collapsed from there, and they went extinct.
So every single mouse was gone.
Yeah, I mean they naturally died. And
Yeah,
then
but
they
like,
didn't,
what-
Said they
they
stopped
stopped
procreating.
having kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just stopped producing new kids.
That's so bizarre.
It's
weird.
such a bizarre. It reminds me of the dolphin thing.
It's a really
It's le-
cruel experiment.
With the LSD.
Yeah. It's funny that you remember the LSD and not the hand jobs. Like you go to that. I always go to the hand jobs.
Well, that was a factor in the hand jobs.
It was a huge factor. I was dropping LSD. Nobody dropped LSD with the mice.
I
Unfortunately.
like that there was a group called the Beautiful Ones that just groomed themselves all day.
Yeah, and they
Kinda
would
like
sit in
humans.
narcissistic introspection. I love that.
How do they know they were introspective?
I think they were just like grooming each other, like the fact that they were grooming themselves all
It's
day.
so cruel, and you'd never get away with it now. But it's really interesting.
Why wouldn't you get away with it now? You don't think you get away with that?
They still do experiments like that.
It's really,
Yeah.
even with like animal rights as big as it is.
If it's for like scientific purposes, I think that, if they're not actually harming them.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
I like the comparing that to why we do these experiments is compared to society. If like we get overpopulated and then stuff breaks down. I have always wondered what's going to happen long term as a result of the Chinese population policies that led to there being an overabundance of males in that society, to where I think the skew for the generation is something like 13 million more men than women.
A sausage fest.
Like
over there.
people, when they could, they would essentially choose to have males in that society because they could
Yeah.
only have one kid. And I don't think those population controls are still in place, Gus, are they?
They're easing up on them.
They're easing up.
How
starting
did it
to.
end up as only males though, or more males?
They-
By bad behavior.
the
Would
families
they-
wanted a son to take on the family name and continue,
Would they abort
Yeah.
female pregnancies?
or they would give them up to adoption.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it went on for a long period of time. But as a result, now we have way more men. And the way I always look at it too is like if you have 13 males, assuming if the fair majority of them are probably heterosexual, they're not going to find. There's not enough women in that country to like. There's not enough pairs to match up with. So it's like, then what do they do?
The women could be very picky. That's
yeah,
for sure.
and I mean,
Well-
if you were like looking at it like 1,000 years ago, 13 million men is that's a very big army.
So
is
by
what that is.
by 2020, the difference is going to be 30 million.
Men versus women.
Men versus women
Or
in
men
China.
to women.
Yeah.
Yeah, a differential. And the way I think to look at that is that it's 30 million men that just can't find a pair. They can't find somebody else to be with. 30 million people. That's
And,
1/10 of the population of the U.S.
In 2011, the population skewed 51.9% male, 48.1% female.
That's like 95% of Canada. 30 million.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Imagine the entire population of Canada being almost all male.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I knew a guy who used to live in the Yukon, and he said that like there's so few women up there that they're just absolutely just realistic about that, and like that there's several people they know where the woman is in multiple relationships, but the guys are not. Like he's literally been in a bar with somebody's like, I gotta go pick up my girlfriend at her boyfriend's house, and it's like that's just the way of life. That's just, and they totally accept
that's
that.
crazy.
Yeah, people adapt.
I don't know why, I guess I've been watching a lot of HBO lately. I saw an episode of that Vice documentary series that they have where they talked about basically like shady gray market in vitro fertilization done in India. So it's like, let's say a couple wants to have a baby, but the woman doesn't want to carry the child. They'll hire a surrogate in India to carry the child to term for them. So they carry the donor egg and the donor sperm, they fertilize it in the woman. The woman has no genetic link to the baby, and there's, for lack of a better term, there's farms in India where they just like bring in poor women. They tell them, listen, we'll give you $10,000 to carry this pregnancy for
That's
9
it?
months.
Well, $10,000
And then
bucks.
they don't give them.
I guess for if
then
you're
they'll
living in that
screw them over.
situation.
They won't give them the money,
Whoa.
or like they'll find ways to get out of it.
Wow.
There's a lot of weird side effects. Like you don't think about it. Like you hear the story and you're like, wow, the story's really crazy. Then they start drilling down even further. Like what if the pregnancy resulted in twins and the couple only wanted one child?
Mm-hmm.
What happens to this other child that's carried through to term and born? So there's, as a side effect, there's also this gray market adoption, whereas there's these kids who aren't Indian, who just they're white babies in orphanages that they'll sell.
Is it usually
and they
people
had
from the U.S.
What
doing this?
nationalities are going in these?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would assume it was.
from all over, but yeah, I mean they focused on U.S. people because
Wow.
it was Vice. But yeah, the producer met with one of these groups and was like, oh, I have a friend who wants a baby, but she doesn't want to wait the 9 months. And the person's like, hold on, picks up the phone. It's like, here's a white baby right now. You can buy it. You can walk out of this restaurant with it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Fucking crazy.
How
Can
is
you
this
imagine what an amazing story that would be if two twins were born and one was taken back to
There's
the U.S.
tons of stories like that.
and then one stayed in India and like them meeting at 18 and seeing how different their lives were?
And then it made me wonder. It's like, okay, so like let's say, obviously the producer's not there to buy a baby, but let's say the producer buys this baby.
Or so they say.
What citizenship does this baby have? Like, does this baby have a birth certificate? And is it a citizen of a country?
I assume the
I imagine
country
it'd
was born in.
it would be the citizenship of both of his parents plus where he was born. wouldn't
Right,
it?
but the parents may not know that the baby exists. Like, how can they prove?
But like if you
This
showed up at the
baby was from a
border with like a
citizen.
6-month-old baby and said I'm coming back in, a 6-month-old baby I don't think has a passport. So it's just like that's your
He doesn't
baby.
have a passport, but birth certificate.
Yeah, but then you got to get papers. Like, how do you get it into the system?
Yeah,
It's
'cause
just-
how do you get it on the grid?
Right.
Just
I have no
imagining
idea.
A baby posing for
Really,
a passport picture.
really.
I think I might be
disturbing
wrong.
story.
I might actually know somebody who had got a passport from their kid when they were under a year old. And
I
it
think
was-
you could put it on your
it was
parents'
It was
passport.
ridiculous, like the baby photo.
Wait, this is a real thing?
I think so. I
I
want
was
to say.
making a joke.
Can you imagine being 9 and having a baby's face on your passport?
How old
You have like one
to
tooth.
get?
Passport.
What do you think Google wants for how old to get?
Laid.
Liquor.
How old to get into
Alcohol.
an R-rated movie?
Oh.
How old to get Medicare? How old to get a tattoo? Come on, guys, just play
You
video
don't need
games. And then how old to get a passport?
Oh, it's one of the autocompletes?
Yeah, that's what it auto completed.
Oh.
Passport wasn't on there though. Just tell me what age I can
Isn't
get
that
it.
what you just...
Yeah, no. He misheard you.
I did.
We're talking about amnesia. Yes.
All right. No, they're just saying the age you can get it by yourself is 16. That's really interesting to me. A 16-year-old can get a passport by themselves?
So is this era of race not going to last forever? Like, you got all these different races, which visibly we can tell. But in like 20,000 years, will everyone just have shagged each other so much that everyone's the same color?
So we'll all
I
look
think
like
so.
Tiger Woods kind of thing.
Not
Like mixed
specifically.
race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made that joke in the Icebox one that eventually we'll all look like Tiger Woods. You know, because he's like
Right.
4 different races.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So do
I
you think this is like a rare time where you can still see where people came from genetically? Like, that guy's from Africa.
right.
way
and
back.
you can just like you can say, oh, that guy's probably from Asia somewhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just by looking at somebody.
But
Or
soon
somebody's from
everyone's
Europe.
going to look.
I don't know if
Or-
I'd say soon. It's still it'll take a long time
Still a
for that
ways
to
away.
happen.
Most
Yeah, I'm
people
just being
don't
like-
move. Most people don't. Most people, you've changed countries. You've changed countries.
Yeah, but
That's a rare thing.
a lot of people do move, and then when your town is full of people who have moved, then the people who don't move are just mixing in with the pot.
Because they have to go somewhere else. But like,
What do you mean
But
go somewhere else?
think of like rural areas, like along the India-China border, where people don't move around. It's like
I'm not going to move there.
right. It's
So
like,
you're not moving there.
So in the end, it'll be the people who have just stayed with their own race will be the minority.
Yeah, I think
So like a white person will be like, whoa.
I think a place like New York City, you could actually like, after a while, there might be an ethnicity that looks like someone's from New York. You know,
Oh, right, because everyone's just immigrated there and made sort
it's
of like
a
their
melting
own palette.
pot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the case. But like, I think we'll still maintain some of the evolutionary stuff we've built up over these millions of years, if you believe in that. You know, for the certain areas, because there's some people just not going to move. They're just not going to do it,
someone on Twitter. Who is this?
and no one else is going to move.
Yeah,
there.
but those people are going to die, and then the generation below might move.
Well, okay, sure.
So I think eventually everyone will move.
Maybe. I mean, we're talking about like, what about like rural Brazil? You know what I mean? Or somebody who lives in the mountains of Peru. They're just gonna pack up and move to Houston one day. I mean, it could happen. Probably won't. And the people who stay there will probably have more kids. So
I think eventually when travel is easier and teleporting is around, it'll be an absolute mess.
here's the other thing too: is that like people who are more motivated to go and do things with their lives and move other places, they're actually more likely to also delay when they have kids. And it's people who are already set up in their lives and like stay in one place, like small towns. People have kids at like 20 and 19, you know? And so there's a lot more generations of those people. But if like somebody packs up and goes off to New York, to the big city to make a career, that's a good chance they might not have kids till they're 35.
Has anyone ever left like
If ever.
this?
yeah, I was about to say that. I like your going to New York motion.
I'm going to New York. I'm going to New York. Gonna make things happen.
Someone on Twitter, at Heidi Klum's dad,
Oh, wow.
said that they used to take baby passport photos at Walgreens, and that the youngest they saw was 6 months.
Okay,
Wow.
fair enough.
How long did this last?
Heidi
It can't
Klum, by
be
the
like
way,
a 10-year one.
in an interracial relationship with a seal.
No, she's not with him anymore.
No? She has
thought they
kids
were
with him, right?
married.
They got
They
divorced
got
years
divorced
ago,
like,
didn't they?
forever ago.
What? She's on the market?
No, I think she's with someone else now. I mean, that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Seals on the market?
Listen, let me look up Heidi Klum. What's she up to these days?
How do you... She looks good still.
I wonder if she's going to be on
great.
that bus in Australia. Might go now and then.
I'll feed her steak.
Heidi Klum looks amazing. She is
Oh.
now 41 years old.
Klum.
She's about to be
She's not that
42.
old.
Heidi Burns. That sounds pretty good.
Sounds okay.
What's Seal's last name? I was about to say she didn't take on Seal's last name, but it's just like,
What's
trying to
Seal's
remember.
first name?
She
Seal.
divorced Seal in 2014. You guys are acting like it's old news.
I think they've been apart
yeah,
for
they've
a
been
long
apart
time.
for a long time before. I'm with you, Gavin.
What do you got?
and
What
I
are you reading? You guys are making fun of other people for wasting their time.
Heidi
You guys are
Klum-
reading
Heidi
about
They
Klum
buy
fan
like
dot com.
People magazine and
You
all
don't
that
subscribe to Rose on the Grave magazine?
what is that? Oh,
shit. Oh, I get it.
Heidi Klum separated.
Dumb joke.
I
like
laugh.
it though.
So what's Seal's name?
I don't know. Seal.
I don't think his name's Seal.
Fine, I'll look it up.
I'll do it.
They divorced.
What is Seal's name?
Oh, there he comes.
Here it is.
The answer is airless seals.
What?
His name is Seal. No, go on his thingy, musician. Look on his birth name. That might just be his full name.
Is there a difference between full
Well, sometimes you can
But
just
there's
add a
birth
name to your.
You know, it's funny that we're
His
we're,
birth
we're
name is-
looking all this up, and yet
Olosigan.
Nailed it.
I don't.
keep going.
gonna try to
keep
pronounce
going.
it that time.
I'm fascinated.
Looks like Olosigan.
Olusegun Olumide Adeola Samuel.
What's his nationality, Seal?
He's born in London, England. Well, don't you look racist now.
Interesting name for Englishman.
don't even know where to start with that comment.
Just kidding.
You okay, Bernie?
I'm just itching. just doing, a
thinking
little,
over there.
just doing a little scratching over here. No big deal. Don't worry about me. I'm good.
So we
You
were.
of all people.
I feel like with there was that that Germanwings plane crash, which was terrible, happened fairly recently.
That was fucked. Did you talk about that last week when I wasn't here?
We didn't. We didn't talk about it.
What? So what happened?
Obviously they're still trying to figure it all out, but the current prevailing theory is that the captain got up to go use the lavatory during the flight. Co-pilot locked him out of the cockpit and set the autopilot to descend to 100 feet while they were over the mountains, and the plane just slowly descended into the mountains.
Over the course, it was
over the course of like 14 minutes or something.
long period of time.
And
why can you set autopilot to descend to 100 feet like nowhere near an airport? Like, why is that not
the autopilot
safety
just does
feature?
what the autopilot operates under the assumption that the pilot knows what they're doing. The autopilot should
You can probably
always
override it. There's
Yeah.
probably safety in case the computer messes up. The pilots are trained; they can take over the plane and say, "No, set it for this."
right. The pilot should always have ultimate control over the plane.
Yep.
And I guess the doors are so reinforced now that nobody can get in
They
there.
said
called
that as part of the emergency
impregnable.
equipment on the plane, there's an axe. The captain had the axe and was trying to break down the door to the cockpit
And couldn't do it.
and couldn't do it in time.
And there was the weird thing was he went away, and the black box showed he got out of his seat. You could hear the seat go back.
So the black box is an actual audio recording.
I believe it is.
There's two
on
black
on
boxes.
loop.
There's a cockpit voice recorder, which records all the sound in the cockpit, and there's a flight data recorder, which records every instrument on the plane.
What is the technology there that stores that?
It's like solid state.
SSDs?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like I want to say, I heard it described one time. What was it? Michael Crichton wrote a book called Airframe, and he talked about what the black box is. Back then,
Yeah,
what it
used
was.
to
back
be
then
like
it used to
tape and
be
stuff?
like metal tape.
Like stuff that won't necessarily burn in a fire.
Yeah, and it was like insulated in a box that could.
So what
protect
happened
it
on the
from-
black box recording?
So he goes that they hear the pilot's seat go back, and he says he's going, go out, shut the door. Then literally nothing. Like the guy didn't say a word, didn't react to anything when they're trying to break down
Can you
the
not
door.
hear him, the other guy yelling through the door?
You could. They could
Oh.
hear that. And they could hear him hitting the door.
And you could hear the co-pilot breathing, I think, so it shows that he didn't pass out or something.
Right.
like that.
Yeah, they could
Right.
hear it. Well, you breathe when you pass out.
I mean, like,
So he just lost his damn mind.
yeah, and
they don't know, and we might never know, but they think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and they said
didn't
like,
they say that he was told that he was losing his vision and he might lose his pilot's license or something
they're,
along that?
they're still trying to figure that out. He had some kind of medical issue. They're not quite sure what.
Yeah.
Look, we talk about plane stuff on this podcast a lot, but there's a really morbid thing here too, which is they talked about the passengers, and they made this. The newspaper and the airline made the statement that the passengers didn't know what was taking place until just before the plane crashed. If a dude is breaking down a door with a fucking axe, you have an idea that something is going wrong.
Yeah, they said they could hear passengers screaming,
Yeah.
and that before the plane had its final collision, they could hear the right wing scrape against a mountaintop.
Oh God.
Wow.
Terrifying.
That's horrifying, man. That's absolutely fucking horrifying.
So happy
That's
I'm
the
hearing
stuff
about
of,
this
And that somebody would
before my flight
subject
to
that.
Australia.
other people to that they would put somebody through that, man.
That's why I don't know what. I assume you get paid a ton of money to be a pilot, but why would anyone want to be a pilot
What do you mean?
of like 300 people? Like
Oh.
I don't want to have a job
What
where
about
I'm
a doctor?
yeah, but I don't want to have a job where I'm responsible for even one person's life.
Yeah.
I can't imagine daily being responsible for hundreds of people's lives every single day.
Back and forth and back and forth.
That's crazy. I've never been in a situation where I could endanger someone's life.
I'm trying to think if you have been in one where you have.
I've never driven a car with anyone in it.
Yeah, you've very famously said that.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want to drive a
If you
car.
have kids, you'll kind of be responsible for someone's life.
Yeah, I just haven't yet. Not ready for it.
It's something that bugs me about when I'm directing something. Is that I won't put people in a position where they could be hurt, even though people are like, I'm fine, I can do this thing. And it's like we did stuff on Laser Team where it's like, I'm okay. Matt was like, okay, good. And it was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But if it's like, I would look at somebody up on a platform and go, yeah, you can't, don't do this. We'll have the stunt guys do that or something. Or even the stunt guys, they'd be like,
I have
I'm
that
worried
to an
about-
extent with Dan. Like, I put Dan in situations where he might get hurt.
Right.
But he knows he might get hurt, and I do. But he's not ever going to die. But he was like, shoot me with a taser. And I was like, I don't want to kill you by accident.
Right.
I don't want to be the guy that kills you physically with my finger.
The worst he's been hurt is the oil on his hand. When you guys
Yeah, he
tried that
spilled
thing.
some hot oil on his hand.
But what do you think the most danger he was in?
Yeah, we recreated the oil one.
Yeah.
It was risky.
You know what I would say was the most danger of all the things you've done on Slow-Mo Guys is the thing where Dan is just sitting at that fucking table and the watermelon explodes
Yeah.
next to him. I mean, in slow motion, it makes it look 10 times worse too, because it's like it just goes bang off and he goes, oh,
Yeah.
you know. But then in slow motion, you watch everything hit his face, and somehow it all misses his eye. And
Yeah.
I don't know how.
That one, if it hit his eye, he probably would have been injured in the eye. Wouldn't have killed him. But we use these little firecrackers that are about this big.
Yeah.
And we made the mistake of just not testing one. Like, we just let one off. But unless you surround it with something, you don't really know how powerful it is.
Totally different.
We were just like, it was like, yeah, we'll use this one. It was probably the most powerful explosive I've ever used. And it was this big.
Wow, what was it?
Just a little firecracker. It was the bird scarer is how you buy them.
Which Slumber Guys was that?
It was
I
the
love
one.
in the UK, you know, firecrackers, you have bird scare.
Well, they're not really legal if they're called bangers or firecrackers,
Bangers.
but you can use them to. They actually sell them on rope. So what you do is you light a rope, and a farmer would throw them in his field, and the rope slowly burns, setting one off every like 20 minutes. So you have like a rope of 20 and just throw it, and
that's
all
cool.
day it'll be like. You
Yeah.
just pull them off the rope and put them in melons.
Listen, dude, birds are a big pain in the ass. We have so many birds in Austin.
I wish you were wearing your Grackle shirt right now.
Oh, like Gus actually told me that he has that shirt and he wears it on the podcast from time to time.
I've worn it.
Your HED Grackle shirt?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've had that shirt for months.
I don't remember seeing it.
Austin, we have grackles, and sometimes you'll find
Sorry.
parts of Austin at certain times of the year where it's just the sky is black with these birds. They're like crows, essentially, and like the power lines or the telephone lines, they're just like they're endless. They're packed with birds, and it's like one of the scariest things you've ever seen.
They're annoying as hell, those
And
birds.
they're just annoying.
The
as hell.
noise they make.
Yeah.
It's like ringing in the ears.
Yep. And they just caw and caw and caw, and there's like thousands of them. I never understood what that is. Where the fuck do those birds go when they're not in Austin? They fly south?
The Grackle Bar. That's why it's called that.
Hey, did they ever open that container bar in downtown Austin at Rainier Street?
Yes.
did.
Did
yes,
they?
there's a bar called Container. I actually know someone who works there.
Is it good? Who do you know that works there?
A friend of a friend.
Can they get us free drinks?
Probably.
Really?
I think
You
they're
got free drinks right here. Free.
Yeah, you want me to open it? I'll do it.
No one's responding.
We have 7 beers open right now.
The reason I brought up, I'm gonna go back a bit here. The reason I brought up that German Wings flight was because
That's so fucked up.
it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
There's and then I'm gonna go on a tangent again. It was a terrible tragedy. It's rare that something like that happens, where you get a pilot who intentionally does something malicious with a plane.
Could happen with any career though.
Right, could happen. And I just hope we don't see like any knee-jerk regulation to against this kind of thing.
That's why
I would hate for pilots to lose control of the plane. Like I would hate for a situation to be where now planes, the autopilot always overrides an actual pilot or something like that. That would be awful. But I was surprised to learn that in Europe they don't have the same regulations as far as 2 people having to be in the cockpit at all times. Because if you've flown here in the U.S., when one pilot leaves the cockpit, the senior flight attendant goes in and takes their place.
I didn't know
really?
that.
I didn't know that.
I see it all the time.
That's smart.
I just figured they were
You know what?
hanging
When
out.
they do that exchange, I don't look at them. I'm like, I don't want them to think that I'm like plotting.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid like that.
It's so funny how that's the way the world is now, is that you want to be really careful on a flight that, as an innocent person, you don't want to be seen as a malicious person.
When you're ever shopping, like in a convenience store or something like that, do you ever present yourself in a way that shows you're not stealing stuff?
All the time.
Any
All the
store.
time.
Yeah,
I
like you're
do.
like,
Or
oh,
if
I
you're driving
put my
next
hand
to
in
a
my
cop.
pocket, but I have to clearly demonstrate that I
Here
didn't
is
steal
my
it.
phone. Tap, tap, tap. phone. My phone. Back in the
I
pocket.
don't do that in those situations because I quite like that procedure being done on me, but me coming out innocent. Because then I feel like I passed the
I
test.
think we talked about that before.
Yeah,
You said
like,
that, yeah.
I love procedure if it's fine for me. Like I love it when they search my bag and it's like, damn right, my bag's fine. Thank you very much.
I do that at CVS though. Like if
Shame on you.
I have to put my cell phone in my purse, I'll make sure that I'm in like a really wide aisle
the
that
middle.
they could see you, and I'm just like, da, da,
Yeah,
da,
but even if
da,
they
da.
stop you and search you, you're fine.
Yeah,
They're
but
not gonna. You're not gonna go to jail.
Did you see like a lot of the behaviors that TSA agents look for in lines to screen people like leaked out onto the internet?
I feel like I don't want to read
And-
that though, because then I'll do it
Right.
subconsciously.
It was a lot of like dumb stuff.
what
Like
were they?
the one I remember is like if someone's looking down a lot,
At anything or just at the floor?
like at the floor or like in line. I forget, it was a
If
whole
someone is eating candy in the candy aisle.
dumb list. I think someone.
Is it because they're avoiding eye contact?
I guess I don't know, or someone's laughing, or no, it wasn't laughing. It was
How dare you have fun at the airport?
So
Get
everyone's
out.
gonna walk. Everyone who's read this list is gonna be going through like this now.
yeah, it was just so many like dumb little
Or
things.
just like staring at everybody in line, like
But the reason, going back again, the whole German Wings thing, like because of this, I don't know, people bring up like old air disasters, and people have been tweeting me one in particular a ton lately. It's that old Russian Aeroflot flight where I remember when it was. It was a long time ago. A pilot let his 16-year-old son into the cockpit,
This one was fucking terrible.
and they were at cruising altitude, and the autopilot was on.
This is a
and-
big, like a Boeing.
Yeah, it was like an A320, I think.
Okay.
Airbus.
Get a boost.
And the autopilot was on, so it's like, oh, we're gonna let the 16-year-old son pretend like make him think he's flying the plane, and like the captain adjusted the autopilot a bit so it would like turn and shit. What they didn't realize was, for safety, if on this particular plane, if you started manipulating the controls, the autopilot would disengage, assuming something's wrong with the autopilot and the pilot's stepping in to correct it. And he just put the plane into a dive that they never recovered from. And they have a little 3D recreation of what the plane did
Based on the black box.
based on the data from the black box, and it's fucking awful. I can't imagine.
Like what happened?
First it starts turning, and they think that the pilots put it into a holding pattern.
You can see it online. The
Yeah,
CG.
and then it like dips down and starts diving, and then it comes back up, and then it kind of stalls and rolls and is doing this.
There's
God.
points where it's pointed straight down, and there's points when it's like upside
The
down.
upside down bit, I think, would be the worst.
That'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
That would be if I was in a
Like-
passenger jet and it went upside down.
Yeah, because like a
full roll.
plane can dive.
Yes.
You'd be terrified because you'd be going straight down. But
you'd also
at
figure
least
you're
you're
high
not
enough
upside.
to
Like
recover.
if a plane is upside down, you know something's gone awfully wrong.
I wonder if a passenger jet has ever gone upside down and then recovered. Because it was just like they just couldn't recover it. And you're watching them struggle trying to recover, and you're like, oh, they got it. The plane is flying in this direction, but then
So
it just loses its shit.
What about it is making it so they can't recover? Is it just they're going down too fast and the flaps
it's
aren't like working?
Speed and everything else.
Yeah.
Like, is
At
the
one
air
point-
just going against the flaps?
You're not really hearing about it too much, but at one point they're like leveled off and they start to go like that, and you hear one of the pilots say, not again, not again. Like whatever the scenario is, like came back around. And
Like
he was-
they may have been stalling or something.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
after they recover, like
but then
their
they said
speed
they had
was
too
low.
much speed at one point when they were going down.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't able to pull out because they were just like,
Yeah. I guess planes are designed to work at pretty strict parameters, and when a plane's going too fast, it's just not an effective plane anymore.
yeah.
Right.
You know, there's going to be somebody right now, either not in the live stream, but sometime in the future when this podcast comes out, or years down the road when they're listening to this again, that they're going to be on a fucking plane while we're talking about all this stuff. I always think about that.
I hate these conversations.
Yeah, I
It
know.
makes me so paranoid.
They,
There's,
I don't
there's,
know.
there's
It'll be
about,
fine.
a,
When I
there's
play-
about a million other things though that. What is that?
Saw that artwork.
Thank you. I needed that.
That's Jack. Everybody put another mood on Jack.
I really wish she would have made his shorts colored though. 'cause
For some
it's-
reason, I like it
it's
when
really
Jack is
weird.
bigger than everyone else. Like, I love that statue of him in Achievement City. I just like to think that guy is inside that, just like stood over his house.
He looks super comfy.
I'd ride Jack down the river.
Who's fishing?
When
That shouldn't be.
when
quoted on
I
that.
whenever I
I mean,
play a
it's-
flight simulator, you can fly routes. Like I'll pretend like I'm flying from Austin, LA or whatever, and I always try to get there as fast as I can. And it's funny, like when you're in a plane flight simulator, you get like overspeed warnings. It starts like click, 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 like
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
and like, nah, fuck it, I'm going as fast as I can there.
What does that mean in the game? Does it actually affect the game?
Yeah,
if you're going too
it
fast?
affects the way that the plane flies. So I'm just like, yeah, fuck, I'm just going straight. Like I'm not doing anything.
I would always, because I'd get bored of just flying properly in Flight Simulator, so I'd always modify it so that I had like 8 miles of fuel, so I'd run out of fuel immediately and have to land abruptly.
There's an interesting option you can enable where if you're flying, it randomly may or may not have a failure of some kind.
That's cool.
And it's like, you don't know. It's just so it's like, oh shit, like something's wrong. It's like, fuck, what is it? It's like trying to figure it all out and going to checklist. I fucking love flight simulators, if you didn't know that by any chance.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't make new ones though. do
Nah,
they?
not
They haven't
really.
made one. They used to do one every year. Like, I
Yeah.
think I had Flight Simulator like 98, 99, 2000, X.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think X was the last
It is.
one.
But X was years ago.
Yeah.
It was like 5 or 6
Does
years
it
ago.
actually
Well, you
give
know,
you,
there
like,
was
the
another.
controls?
What was the franchise that took it over? There's something else that became like Microsoft made the flight simulator franchise.
Euro Truck Simulator? There's
no,
loads of
no, no.
those.
There's like another brand. I
Goat
can't remember what
Simulator?
his name. Off the top of my
Oh,
head. Flight
yeah.
Simulator.
I mean, there's several of them.
That
but,
same thing is happening right now with SimCity. Where
Oh,
the last
yeah.
SimCity was super disappointing to everybody, and then Cities Skyline came out, and everybody loves that.
Because they made the game that people wanted.
Right, and they have kind of taken that franchise away from them. I think Saints Row was in a position to do that with GTA, like kind of take away the genre from the people who made the genre what it is.
Saints Row was very smart because the first Saints Row was just a GTA clone. It had nothing else.
Straight up.
But it came out before GTA on the next gen,
Yep.
which was the 360. So it got tons of sales because of that. I
And
think.
then they made like 3 other ones
Yeah, but
between the
then-
time that they made another GTA.
Yeah.
Didn't
So-
Maxis get closed down? Just back on the sim thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Maxis did get shuttered.
So who makes
Yeah.
Sims 4?
Why?
Maxis
What-
used to
what
be
was
in
the
Austin
reasoning?
too, Barb, at one point.
Seriously?
Yeah, there were Maxis offices
I'm
here.
a huge Sims fan.
Yeah, the
That
I
was, like,
think I
my
want to say
favorite game as a
the
kid.
headquarters was in Emeryville. I could be wrong about that.
Did you ever play any of the off-brand sim games like Sim Ant?
I
I
played
fucking
a-
love SimAnt.
Did
What's
you?
Sim Ant?
You're the guy.
Red Ant for life.
Did you play
played
Sim
a
Tower?
Sim
I played Sim Tower. Sim
Town?
Tower
Sim Tower
was
great.
I played Sim Golf was good.
Mishuno.
Mishuno.
Sim Tower was misnamed. Sim Tower should have been called fucking Sim Elevator.
I
'Cause
know.
It was just about managing elevators.
But can I ask you this question? When you're waiting for an elevator, what is in a hotel? What is the amount of time you have to wait for an elevator before you think of that game?
It's pretty fast.
It's like 30 seconds for me. I'm like, who the fuck playing these elevators? I'm like,
They need an express elevator in here right away.
it's so true. And that game was so lousy.
What's Sim Ant?
You're
An
an ant in an ant
Can you
colony.
be a tick?
No, you're an ant, dude. It's not. It's Sim Ant. And
But then you
That's
call
in
it
bugs.
semantics.
and you're
Hey.
you're-
Yay.
You're in like the
No, it's
backyard of
funny
a
when
house.
Gavin does it.
That was really
You're in
bad
the
too.
backyard of a house and there's red ants and black ants and they fight and you're trying to get to the house because that's where all the food is to set up a colony in the house. And then every now and then like the homeowner will come out and mow his lawn and you have to like hide so the lawnmower doesn't like suck
That's
you
pretty
up.
funny.
We have a couple things we have to get to. So we have a special clip tonight.
Oh shit! I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of special stuff to talk
And
about
I'm,
tonight.
and I'm going to do something rare. I'm going to step away when we show this clip because I need to go check on something else.
Thank God.
Fuck off.
You gonna set up? You,
Riley,
you
the
gonna set up?
podcast
This,
is
you
on.
gonna set
Sorry,
up
I had
this
to see
clip?
that, everybody.
Oh, you want to explain it?
You gonna set this up?
Oh, you want me to set up? Okay, so big thing that's happening this week is that Wednesday is 1 April, and that is the 12th anniversary of Rooster Teeth Productions.
Yay!
And, hey! Which also makes it the 12th anniversary of the first episode of Red vs. Blue in season 1. I like that we have season 13 starting like literally on our 12th anniversary. I like the fact that we like keep up with it like that well.
That's how it's done.
But Miles Luna is the writer and director of Red vs. Blue season 13, and he gave us a special clip, fresh from his amazing animation staff that he has. Miles and that
He's a
group have
busy
just been
dude these days.
absolutely
Yeah, there's
killing
like
it.
at least 25 people back there.
I
doing
mean,
it.
they're killing it.
I
And
see
so,
Miles at a different desk every time I walk by the animation. He's like looking over someone's shoulder. He's like the overseer.
yeah, he's he's doing a phenomenal job as a director. Phenomenal.
busy.
And so he gave us a special clip from Red vs. Blue season 13 episode 1, which debuts this week. Correct?
a
Yes.
day early for sponsors as
Day
well.
early for sponsors. That is correct. So it'll debut tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
for
Or today if
sponsors,
you're watching the podcast on Tuesday.
or yesterday if you're watching on Wednesday.
Or 2 days ago if you're watching it on Thursday.
There we go. It'll
if you're on a
debut on
plane.
Tuesday, and then Wednesday will be the official release of Red vs. Blue season 13, episode 1. Let's take a quick look.
Hey, Stastny, why are we stopping?
Let me guess, you letting us go?
Quiet down. Just picking up what I hope are hitchhiking cheerleaders.
In your dreams, asshole. Suck.
Come on, Stas, hurry up. It's just weird seeing a military bird out here on our own like this, you know?
Ooh, maybe it's some top secret covert ops. Some hush-hush, you never saw us type of shit.
Yeah, and if we're lucky, they'll kill you to keep this quiet.
Hey, we got a deadline to meet, all right? Ready up.
Pelican crew! You may now open your bay door and slowly exit the vehicle.
Ooh.
Where are we? We back?
Spooky.
What was
Hello.
in there?
We're gonna have to wait
That-
a little later this week to find out.
That was the first thing I've ever seen from the season of Red vs. Blue. It looks beautiful.
Didn't it look amazing?
That was
Did a
amazing.
Fantastic job. We've had some animations, but we have seasons where we go more heavy on animation and some where we draw back and go more towards machinima.
Mm-hmm.
This one is definitely very heavy with animation, more so along like the lines of like a season 10, I would say.
Okay.
It's looking amazing.
Yeah.
And the script's fantastic.
I'd like to take that, go back in time, show it to you during season 1 of Red vs. Blue and be like, hey, this is Red vs. Blue. And you'd be like,
Hey, I have a question for you, Gavin.
Yeah.
How would you explain Red vs. Blue to a caveman?
It's a sitcom. I wouldn't know that.
Oh, okay. Caveman totally knows that.
Oh, you go like Friends?
I mean, like,
I love that, Rachel.
Rachel.
She got
be
off
like-
the plane.
Ross should hit with club.
Do you remember that shirt that kid was wearing at San Diego Comic-Con that said she got off the plane? You weren't there.
No, I
Never
don't
mind.
remember that at all.
There was a kid at San Diego Comic-Con a couple of years ago who I think was from Romania or something, clearly not speaking English as a first language, and he had a shirt that was just a white shirt with Ross and Rachel with hearts all around it that said she got off the plane.
Really? I love it.
It's fucking weird.
Anyways.
Here, I'm gonna read this other thing before our other announcements.
Brag about it.
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Trunk Club. You want to read it? Guys, you might hate shopping, God, but you still want to look good, right? What if you could snap your fingers and have a trunk full of clothes that fit perfectly and made you look amazing? You're going to love what gets delivered to you from Trunk Club. At trunkclub.com/roosterteeth, you answer a few simple questions about your look, style, and size, and then they assign a real person who helps to style you. They email you a list of clothes they recommend sending you. You approve, and at no cost to you, they ship a trunk full of fresh new clothes to your door. Try them on, keep what you want, send back what you don't in their prepaid box. That's it. A better wardrobe than you could pick out yourself in minutes. Did I mention the service is free? Your stylist, the shopping, the box, even the shipping, all 100% free when you go to trunkclub.com/roosterteeth. You only pay for the clothes you keep. No ongoing subscription, no hidden charges, no malls, just great clothes handpicked for your style. Try it right now, completely free. Get started. Go to trunkclub.com/roosterteeth today. That's trunkclub.com/roosterteeth.
do you think this beer thing works upside down?
No.
Yes. Do not do that.
Like this?
Do not.
What would?
Don't. You will fucking make a mess.
It's like telling your child, stop.
Upside down.
You're like the cat.
You have
who's
to
like
drink
knocking
all
the
those
thing up.
beers. Speaking of being a kid,
Yeah, you do.
drink your beers. I tell my kids that all the time. Drink your beers. You open all these beers, fucking
If you
drink
don't,
'em.
if you don't drink your beer, you're not gonna get a joint later.
Finish your shrooms.
I know it's more like
Put
kids,
that bong down.
Drink your beer. The strip club closes in 1 hour. We got they're gonna kick
It's
us
a
out.
2-drink minimum.
Dude, I went to a place. I hate when they turn on the lights, like the fluorescent lights. to,
You
like,
hate that.
I hate it.
You are visibly and audibly annoyed by that.
I will
to
yell.
them.
I will yell at bartenders when they do it.
Good.
Yeah,
You
I'm like,
should.
I get so mad about it.
I
I went to one the other day.
They turned the lights on. We went out, and he said, "Thanks for coming." You were like, "Yeah, whatever."
I went to one the other day, Gavin, where they turned the lights, and I went like this. Bloop, they come on, I went, like that. And then the guy behind the bar fucking starts blinking them. Like, blink, 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 blink.
What,
Like,
to piss you off?
just, I don't know if he's trying, that was his MO to get people the hell out of his
It's
bar.
like how to get kids in class
It's like,
to shut up.
get out of here, customers, you fuckers. See ya. God, I hate that so much.
Thanks for paying.
But what would you rather have? Would you rather have them come up to you and tell you to leave? Or is it nice to just have a global indicator that you got to leave?
Just tell us.
You would rather be told.
I'd rather just get out of here. Yeah.
They should just like turn down the music or
The
something.
hotel bar where we stayed in San Francisco, they said, I went up and I go, can I get another beer? They go, oh, we already had last call. And we
They don't
shouted.
ring the bell?
Nope, none of that stuff. It was weird. We came back from one night. We were in San Francisco 2 nights. We came back and there was all these people in the bar drinking. They were at a conference, and it was a conference of people who handle international bankruptcies, like massive,
Wow.
massive international bankruptcies.
Of like countries?
And these guys looked like the richest pricks ever, and they didn't give a fuck.
One
about
guy's
anything.
got one guy's like, "Yeah, I got Greece."
Yeah.
Just to his friend.
They're all like, so I even said to them, I was like, so are you guys happy when the economy is up? And they go, not really. It's like, when everything's doing great, we don't have much business. I go, I said, so you must have really liked 2008. And literally like 3 of the dudes, Gus, they went like this. They went, oh. They were like 2008. They like wiped their mouth with $100 bills, you know? Not one of the guys had an American accent either. Not one of them. They were all just like indescribably foreign. Every single one of them.
They're from the future.
Like, yeah, they were like, is that guy Irish or is he South African or is he Australian? It's like, couldn't figure out where anybody was from based on their accent.
Tiger Woods.
He's Tiger Woods, basically.
The worst, and I think I've bitched about this. It's been a few years since I bitched about this. The worst state for last call is Washington State.
Why?
They stopped serving at 2 a.m., but last call is at 1 a.m.
No,
So there's an hour. Of,
Austin's worse because you'll be at a fucking place and they'll go, you know what? We want to go home. It's 11 p.m. Last call. That should be illegal.
No,
If
they
you're-
don't, where do they do that? They don't do that.
you guys have never been to a bar where they're like, it's like 12 at night and their last call is at midnight?
Only if it's like a weekday and that's just when they close.
Or they're just like, whatever. I get the feeling it's like totally
Well,
like,
surely it's up to them though. If they own it, just be like, get out. I own it.
no, it's true. They totally do. But it's like in Austin, it's like, I think there should be a standard that we're open till 2 a.m. because we're a fucking bar.
And it's Austin,
And
where
it's
people
Austin.
want to be out late.
People want to drink.
Rainier Street, we had to go.
Rainier Street?
What do you call
You
it?
mean Rainy?
Rainy Street. Rainier's in Washington. We were there the other night drinking with the laser team. We had like a laser team second rap party after we did additional photography. And we went from one bar that closed at midnight, went to the next bar that closed at 1 a.m., and then we went to another bar that was going to close at 2 a.m. I had to leave because I had to go pick up Ashley from somewhere. She was coming from the airport. And so I left in just enough time. Her plane got delayed, and she got in at like 1:30. I think it was PAX East. Would have been
Yeah.
PAX East. So we were just out drinking until like 2 a.m., but we had to change bars twice in order to do that. Just unacceptable.
You mean you didn't go to Barbarella's and stay at till 3?
What's Barbarella? They have a 3 a.m. last call?
Yeah, Barbarella's is I think the only bar in that area that stays up until 3.
No, I'm not going to do
So everybody goes there around like 1:30.
We went from Bangers
Yes.
to something else to a really cool place I like called the Whiskey Bar at the end. It's like all wood on the inside. It's fucking badass.
You like wood?
I do like wood. I do. I'm a fan of wood. I like wood. I like dark woods.
I feel you.
Oh, did I tell you I've come
Very
up
good,
with
Barbara.
I've come up with my new job after I don't work here anymore.
Please.
Hopefully that the work won't be for a long
Yeah,
time.
what are we
What's the path?
transitioning you to?
What's the path?
I think I make the perfect
Nope.
Beer opener?
like user experience quality man.
Oh, there's a huge demand for user experience quality, man.
like your Xbox One issue that you would.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got a list. It's like just run it by me. Okay, for example, right on the Xbox One, you launch a game. The game needs an update. You know what the Xbox does after that? You update the game. It takes you to the apps page where it updates the game and it says downloading. It shows the progress.
Right.
Then it disappears because
Right.
it's done.
Yeah.
So not only does it not launch the game like you pressed, like you don't care about the update. You want to play the game. That's why you press in the game.
Right.
It doesn't automatically start the game, and it takes you to a page that doesn't have the game on it. So
Does
you're
it?
just left with this empty page that you're sat on.
There's-
It's like, who thought
There's a
that's great?
notification that pops up that tells you update completed, and then you hit the jewel and go to your game.
Yeah. If you're sitting there the moment the
Yeah.
game finishes.
And if you have notifications, turned on.
Otherwise, you come back to an empty queue.
so you then have to like 2 more presses just to get back to the thing you already did. And
Wow, you got to hit 2 buttons.
it's just like where's the polish? You know, where's like the Apple level of polish?
There is a-
and Apple sucks too. Actually, never mind.
Yeah.
iOS 8 is a giant turd ball.
See,
I
you,
just
you
need-
say iOS 8, I say the iPhone 6.
yeah,
Because I associate the two together. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's just.
Wait,
Dog.
Gavin and I.
I'm just so annoyed by technology at the moment.
I
It-
texted Gav from San Francisco, or if I was in LA, and I was getting my son JD. Do you know my son JD is 13 years old now?
That's crazy.
Teenager.
I feel like
What?
you keep mentioning this because you're so blown away by it.
I'm blown away by it.
It's crazy.
I'm blown
But
away
It's
by
like
it.
you can't believe it. Like you've been with him the whole time.
Yeah, he's
I
been
feel
there
like
this
for other
entire time.
people, other people don't see him all the time. So it's like, oh man, but you live like you've lived
I
with
have
him.
pictures
13. That's
of
like a
him
real
the
deal.
first time you let him play a game on Xbox Live.
Yeah,
You
and
put
you have a picture of that.
controller in his hand. He was playing Halo 2. He had the little Halo 2 headset.
Yeah, my little brother just turned 21, and I feel the same way. I'm just like, you're 6 years old in my mind.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I was getting him a present, and then they had. I thought potentially one of the presents I get him would be like a smartwatch. You know, because 13 is like a big
Like
milestone.
a pebble.
I ended up getting him headphones, and JD's like mature above his years even. And I was gonna get him Beats because they seemed like a young thing to give somebody. And
Beats
then
by Dre?
But then I was worried. It's like, is Beats douchey?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so I got him Bose like wireless headphones.
The noise cancelling ones.
The noise canceling, and they got Bluetooth, so they're fucking rocking.
I like wires when it comes to headphones because I don't like the interference noise
I feel you.
from like.
He can wire it.
I had a
He
pair
can-
of wireless that I don't use.
You can plug in a wire for it too.
You have,
Oh,
three,
and it
turn them
turns
into
off the
wire
Bluetooth.
you have 3 pairs of headphones on your desk, Gus.
Yes. I have a headphone problem.
You lost headphones recently, didn't you? You sending angry emails.
We got found. They got found.
Where were they?
They were in the conference room.
Oh, that was me then.
You fucker.
Were they pink?
Yes.
Oh fuck! Sorry, that was me.
Was it
That was
really?
me. Yeah.
Did you not see all those emails?
Yeah, but you know,
He
I
was
see
like,
a lot of
He
emails.
said the second one was just like return them in capital
No,
letters.
it was like, seriously, what the fuck? Return
Yeah.
them.
I put bright pink headphones in the conference room. They should have made their way back there. It's not my fault.
I think it
should've
was
made their way
one
back.
of the new employees actually
The
put
problem
them
is
away.
they kept getting cleaned up and putting in storage in the conference room.
I think I'm trying to remember why I took them out. I can't. Oh, we took them out for when we interviewed Harrison Ford, who was just let out of the hospital. By
Are
the way.
you ever going to talk about that?
So congratulations. No, it was a huge honor.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been a fan for years.
big deal.
Did you say we had other announcements? Is there anything else we're going to talk about?
Yeah. So this is a video probably we're going to put up to announce it here pretty soon. But everyone watching the live stream at this point is a sponsor. We actually had very late last week a promotional opportunity that came up, and we were like, "Oh, that sounds really cool." So the video will explain a little bit more about it, but I want to give people a heads up so they can kind of like preload and get ready for it. There's this thing on the internet called Best Day Ever, which is a day when they focus on, it's like a collection of good deeds and cool stuff that makes the world better. And they like showcase that, like fun pranks where they pay for people's dinners and stuff like that. Kind of like a whole like pay it forward kind of a day. And the sponsor of it is Chevrolet. And they came to us and they said, what would Rooster Teeth like to do to make the world a better place? Like, what could you guys do? Can you guys think of something fun to do? And we were just in the middle of getting set to interview the Broken Lizard guys because they just broke our crowdfunding record on Indiegogo, and we're going to give them the belt and all this stuff, and we're going out to L.A. to do this whole podcast. That'll be on Wednesday, a live stream that we're doing from L.A. from the YouTube space at about noon, I think, on Pacific time.
Yes.
So just that. So I think it's noon, though. I think it's when we go on. There's like 12 people as part of this Best Day Ever, 12 hours, like a huge telecast, and we're 1 hour of it, Rooster Teeth. And so they asked us, what would you like to do? And we started thinking about, like, how good our last year has been. We got a new building. We, hire all these new employees. And then the biggest story, I think, for Rooster Teeth in the last 12 months, is that we funded Laser Team. We funded it because of all of you contributing to crowdfunding. And we're having this discussion right now with the Broken Lizard guys on Best Day Ever. That's all about crowdfunding as well. So we thought, here's what we can do to try to make the world a little bit better. Why don't we try to do something fun, but that also pays back some of the goodwill and karma that's come our way. We'll pay that forward in a way. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be letting people submit ideas for a project that they've always had in the back of their head, and then we're going to give them $10,000 to fund it. We're going to select one person out of all the submissions that come in. They have to be very brief because we've got to read through a ton of these things, and you'll see the form when it goes up, but there'll be a video that explains that a little bit later tonight. And if you have a project that you've always wanted to work on, thanks to Chevrolet and Rooster Teeth, we'll be able to hopefully make that happen for you. So that would be great. We would love to do that.
10 big ones.
Yeah, that's a lot to start a project. And so we're going to select one project out of all of them, and you'll have to submit that. You'll have to submit that form online. You'll need a Google account to do it. That was the only way we could authenticate.
Right.
But I figured most people have a Google account.
My
And we're
vote is
gonna
for
look at
potato
them. I
salad.
feel like that's really important to stress.
I feel like
It's not a contest. We're not like selecting at random. We are reading through, and it's totally me, Gus, Gavin, and Barbara. We'll be reading these things and saying, we like this. We think this makes the world a better place.
If anybody
it's
wants
like
to-
it's like the Dragon's Den, or Shark Tank, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I know
but
Dragon's
Yeah,
Den.
but it could be anything. It could be a artistic project. It could be a gaming project.
Could be potato salad.
Could be potato salad.
I'd
Because that
vote
makes
for
the world
that.
more interesting. Something like that. So I hope if you're interested in that kind of thing, here's an opportunity for you. Hopefully you'll take advantage of it.
Yep. And we'll, like you said, I think that's going on at noon on Wednesday, noon
Which
Pacific
is
time.
-8 GMT.
There's also going to be a whole lot of stuff coming out on Wednesday for our anniversary. So make sure you're around the internet during that day.
The anniversary totally snuck up on me this year.
I know.
I can't believe.
This year's hauling us.
It's
This
been a
might be the
year
fastest year.
since we moved here.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Nuts.
Into this building. It's almost been
It was April last
exactly
year.
a
I remember getting lost in this place.
Yeah,
I remember there was
moved
a truck over there.
We moved
before.
May 1, right? Wasn't that our move date?
Was it?
It's like
We-
end of April.
It's
I've
been
somehow
crazy.
missed every single move we've had.
Funhouse guys just moved into their new offices. We just opened the new full-screen Rooster Teeth offices in Playa Vista.
With the worst
What's up with
walls
that
in the
wall?
entire world.
What's that?
The wall looks like a magic eye painting.
I don't know
is.
what that is. They said they asked for that specifically.
Is it meant to make people vomit?
I don't
they,
know.
They did not.
How do you
ask for
film that without it like swimming on you?
Maybe that's the effect, just aliasing and weird.
Although, is it
goofy-
bigger than their previous studio?
You know what? I've seen the place, but I haven't seen the actual inside studio yet because it's like I don't know how the space was carved up because I haven't
Yeah.
been back to LA in a couple. Not during the week. I haven't been back in a couple of weeks. So
They're going to say in a couple of hours.
no, I'm going back. I'll be there later this week for
Yeah,
this.
me too.
Best
I'm
Day Ever
excited
thing.
to see the new studio.
Oh, it's
out in
gonna be so
LA
great.
while I'm out
Yeah.
there.
We'll be the first people from Rooster Teeth to be in there and see it for the first time.
I'm
Oh, do I
gonna
get to see it?
pee in an
Sure.
office and claim it.
Oh,
I'm gonna piss all
cat
over it
law.
and be like, yeah, that's
We
mine.
are like 2 blocks from the YouTube space in LA. We're right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I always remember the YouTube space being really far from everything.
The YouTube space is really far from everything, but it's really close for us because if you want to go to the LA office, All you got to do, go to the airport, jump on a plane. It's a 2-hour commute. You land at LAX, 2 hours and 15 minutes going west. And then it's like a 10-minute ride from the airport.
It's so close to there. That's what I'm most excited about is how easy it is to get there from the airport.
So our commute is basically like 2.5 hours to get to the LA office. You can go there and back in one day now if you wanted to. You know, which most people don't. And honestly, for Southern California, a 2.5 hour commute is not unheard of if you fucking live there. So,
Yeah.
Or you could book, something to shoot in the studio. Go there, shoot for 4 hours, and just get the fuck back.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
It's a day trip.
You could do slow-mo guys there.
Good. You can use
You're
some
gonna
of
fall
the
in love with it.
guys.
You're gonna move over there.
I like LA a lot. It's sunny as hell.
Yeah.
People are asking questions like all the rules, like what's this, what's that? Can U.S. citizens apply? Non-U.S. citizens apply? There are no rules. It's not a contest. You just submit a project, and we will give money to the project we like the best. That's the
Universal
only
money.
criteria that we're using. for
Show
this
me
thing.
potato
And-
salad.
We'll have a video later tonight explaining it.
Yeah, and there'll be a video to explain how to do it a little bit later. It's a simple form online. It's basically 3 fields that are not more than 140 characters per field. Basically, one of them's a little bit longer, and then that's it.
What's the worst form you ever had to fill out?
Shit. Ashley just got her TSA pre-check finally after me going through pre-check without her so many times. She actually has pre-check now on every airline. I only have it on American and U.S. Air.
How'd she manage that?
Yeah, you suck
Yeah,
it.
you pay like $80 for 3 years or something.
Worth it.
It took her like 2 minutes to get it too. She had to go down for an interview. They walked in. The person was surprised to see anybody, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, great." And
The
then she's
worst
all set.
part about that is they tell you where the office is, but they don't tell you what suite it is. So you go there, and when I went to go do my interview there's no building directory or everything. I hit every fucking button on the elevator, and
Why?
because
Out of spite?
it's somewhere in here,
So you have to search every floor?
right? And it turned out to be on the top floor. I was like, "Fuck!" I had to go through every floor of this goddamn building, and then it's on the top floor.
I'm just sad that I.
lady saw me looking lost, and she directed me. She didn't even work there.
A lady saw Ashley looking lost and directed her. Yeah, I wish I had that. That's
I could never get that because I'm a Canadian citizen.
Yeah, me too. Luckily, I have enough miles on American where I get it on American, and I only fly American.
Sarah Stoker on Twitter just said that her mom's commute is 2 hours each way in Southern California.
Jesus.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't do that.
No.
I'm also a big believer in. Well, for me, the most important thing on where to live in your life is weather.
Weather.
It was a
Okay.
huge factor in me moving here because the weather's so good here.
You're like
mostly.
Ashley too. You love the heat.
Love
in
the
Austin.
sun.
You're like a lizard.
But you
don't-
love the heat. Like the August stuff is like misery for most of us, but you
Love
love it.
it.
Do you love it too?
Love
When it's
it.
like 45 degrees and unbearably hot, it's like I want to go swimming.
Yeah.
I want to be out floating around in liquid.
There you go. As you do.
But
yeah,
I think it's
Ashley
important.
she's from like Northern California and Utah. Spent most of her time there, and yeah, she loves the heat here.
It's
Loves
just like a lot of people live in really cold, dreary places, and they're really unhappy because of it. Like people get depressed, and it's just like, why don't you move somewhere hot? Why
Some
not just
people
move?
can't.
I mean, you could save up and move. Save up for 5 years and move somewhere hot
Yeah.
if you love the heat.
Worst form I ever developed, by the way, was life insurance stuff. Just like going through filling out life insurance. Just it goes forever. As long as you're good. Like buying a house. I mean, really, Gus, you've been through a closing for a house because you bought a house before. It's just and you've been through it too. You
Yeah.
sign like 45 40-page documents.
But that's really all it is. You just write your name a bunch.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like I hate that feeling of I'm signing an 8-page agreement that they know I haven't read. I haven't read. It's just well accepted that I'm not going to sit here and read 300 pages of material to buy
If
this
you ever
house.
close again, you should be like, "Hold on, let me get my reading glasses on and just fucking go through the entire
Dude,
thing."
they would throw you out probably. Yeah, you just go through and they send it all to you in advance. You're supposed to read through all that stuff. It's like 40 contracts.
Yeah. The woman was just, when I did it, she was like, and this is for this thing, you'll need that. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, and in this one, yeah. And this one's fine, do that. She was in a real hurry trying to get me out of there.
Yeah.
I was like,
You just sign.
just wrote my name over.
Yeah,
and over
closing for a
again.
house is a really interesting process, man. Really interesting.
All right, well, it's about time to wrap up.
Is there anything else we're supposed to cover? Let me check some things real quick. Colton Dunn was featured in Vulture by Vulture.com as one of the top 25 comedians to watch in 2015.
That's this year.
Yeah, I had to double check my stuff there.
Very good.
Wow.
What else are we talk about? Well, the season ended for Walking Dead last night. I believe I haven't seen it yet. And
that
I have
just fall off? I
avoided
feel like-
Twitter like a fucking lunatic because
saw-
Twitter exists just to spoil Walking Dead.
I was going through Xbox Video the other day. I watched Top 5, that Chris Rock movie, and I was flipping through Xbox Video trying to see like what the top movie rentals were, and there's a fucking movie up there called The Walking Deceased.
Deceased. Yep, I've seen it.
And it looks like
We're back to that now.
like a Walking Dead promotional image is their movie poster. But it's like, no, wait, they're looking the wrong way. It's like, oh no, it's a total ripoff. And they're
Wow.
just trying to trick people.
Yeah, it's like the Scary Movie thing again. Did you try to watch it?
No, I was
Is
like,
it? I assume it's a parody movie, like like Scary Movie or Not Another Teen Movie.
yeah, but they named it so similarly
Yep.
instead of
There's a bunch of movies on
going
Netflix
the
like
other way.
that.
People get sick of those parody movies.
They don't make them as
I
much
feel
as
like
they used
Scary
to.
Movie was a big hit. but
Scary
then-
Movie was a big hit. Scary Movie 15 probably.
Then there was
not so
crap
much.
like Meet the Spartans, which is one of the few movies I walked out of.
Oh, you walked out of it?
I was just bored. Just like, I don't know. Just
That's
crap
rough.
in it.
That's rough. See, it's so funny too because it's like we were talking about this when the Laser Team teaser debuted, not the trailer but the teaser. Is like I was going on like a bunch of forums and like just getting people's feedback, and it was mostly positive. But then I'm so used to like the gaming community where they're jaded and they're like, oh, fucking Xbox fanboys and stuff like that. So I'm kind of used to criticism on like that level. But movies are, I forgot. I was like going around and talking to everybody saying, you're going to read stuff for movie stuff where people are just like, it holds no weight. Like they're just like, like us with Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. Like we could sit here and go, oh, that looks so fucking dumb. That looks like garbage or whatever. It's a like $180 million movie that people worked on for 2 years. You know what I mean? But you just don't think twice about that stuff when you're talking about movies. Yeah. So you got to prepare for that.
Yep.
I mean, we're even nice when we talk about video games. We try not to be mean because we know people work on them for a long time.
Yeah, unless it's Sid Meier's Starships.
What is that bad?
That's terrible.
Is it really?
Yeah, I talked at length about it on the last episode of The Patch. It's one of the worst games I ever played.
That's a bummer because I bought that.
Oh, you sucker.
What's bad about it, briefly?
Every mission is exactly the same. You can only have one fleet that I guess you can add ships to. And despite the fact it's in space, it's a flat 2D.
Play
like
Homeworld,
fighting.
dude. If you play Homeworld.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Homeworld. I'll
Play
play
Homeworld.
Homeworld. but
Ashley's
fucking
on board.
Starships is a piece of shit.
Ashley is like a Homeworld evangelist. She will try to get
She's
everybody
the
to play.
Homeworld homegirl.
All right.
That's
well,
Ashley.
Let's wrap
We're
up.
gonna end on that.
Yeah.
We're gonna end on that.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Where you guys want to go eat?
I don't know.
Home slice.
Bangers.
All right.
Where's a good place to eat in Austin right now? Where's a good place to go eat dinner?
Good place to eat. Have you been to North? It's the Italian place up in Domain.
No.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Best Italian food in town. Get the bolognese.
What's it called? North.
North?
Oh,
What's bolognese? It's spaghetti, right?
It's pasta. Yeah.
Yeah, with the six spaghetti pasta.
They have spaghetti. The spaghetti's fine. Spaghetti's good. The bolognese is where it's at.
What does that mean? Bolognese? It's meat sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ragu.
There we go.
It's good. Eat
I'll
there.
do that.
Eat there. It's so good.
Oh man.
right.
They opened the ramen place right by my house, and I'm
Ramen Tatsuya.
Ramen Tatsuya.
The bloody line is even longer than that one.
Dude, we don't worry about it because we live like 2 blocks away, so we just walk over like 10 minutes before closing. We just wander
What
over
time
there.
does it close?
10.
Why doesn't everyone go then?
Because people are doing shit. I don't know. We just wander in. Ashley, have we ever waited in line in Ramen Tatsuya?
Tatsuya.
Not the South one.
What'd you call it?
She gets mad. She gets on me because I mispronounce it every time we go to. I say when I go there and eat.
We should go there for lunch tomorrow.
Okay.
That ramen has the best egg.
The
The best
egg.
form of egg. Like
It's so
eggs
good.
can be done so many ways, but the weird sort of like soggy
Brown.
dissolved egg in
Yeah.
there, it just glides down your gullet and it's a
So
joy.
good.
Everyone
good.
should go there just for the egg that they put in the ramen.
You know, you can order an extra egg too, and then they give you
like a buck.
They give you
Yeah.
a whole one.
It's only
not even
$1.
cut in half. They give you the whole egg.
So you have to like find. Does it have the translucent gook in the middle?
Oh yeah.
Goop.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you.
We
see
almost
you
made
next
it.
week.
Almost.
Love
Bye.
you. Bye.